Welcome to All Gen Gamers, a podcast for people in video games of all generations. Starring Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, Gamester81, and Jason Heine. Hey guys, welcome back to the All Gen Gamers podcast. This is episode number 82. I can't believe it's 82, Johnny.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
I'm actually on the floor. I passed out for about 5 minutes figuring that out. I just got off the floor. I'm recovering now. And then you say it to me again.
I'm going to say it every time I introduce the show, just because it's tradition now.
We're going to get to the point where we've done more episodes than Johnny's hooked up with women. So we're getting closer to that, right? The 100 mark?
More episodes than Games just hooked up with men. So that's a whole other thing, too.
And, of course, we are joined by our good friend, John. Gamester81. What's up, John?
What's going on, peeps? How you guys doing?
And we're joined by Pete Dorr. Pete, how are you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good.
And, of course, Mr. Johnny Millennium. Happy Console Gamer. What's up, Johnny?
I can't believe it's episode 82. I'm still on that.
Get him out of here. Get him. And our special guest today is my cousin once again, Derrick, a.k.a. Dirty Dongles. The dirtiest of them all. Welcome, Derrick.
Hello, gentlemen. Glad to be here again.
So what happened was he flew down, from Portland to come see me here in the big AZ. He had never been down here before, so it was just kind of almost a last minute thing. Like, what, a couple weeks, right? You talked to me about it, and I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I got a place now, so let's do it.
More or less, yeah. I'd been telling you since you moved down here years ago, oh, I'm going to come see you. And then, just never did. And so, I had some extra money laying around and like, well, all I got to do is pay for the plane flight down and, come hang out with you and do whatever we can and check it out. It's been amazing, actually. It's been a pretty nice state from what I've seen. We didn't spend a lot of time outside. Even when we went outside, we went to arcades.
First time here?
It is, yes. And it's a hell of a lot nicer than how it is back where I live. Somebody sent me a picture the other day. It's just downpouring. So
you're close to me because I'm in Vancouver. So that's all it's doing here is raining. So our weather is very much similar. So it's nice. It's been a nice break. Let's just say to usher in the springtime weather and whatnot. It's actually been a little bit nicer of late as far as not being as cold, but definitely a lot of rain in the Oregon, of course. Jason.
Yes, sir.
Jason, I just got to ask you. This is a curious question because you live down, obviously, in Arizona now. Would you ever move back to Portland?
It's actually funny. People ask me that. And
I ask him all the time, actually. When are you moving back?
And I love Oregon. I do love Oregon. Would I move back? Probably not. And I say that just because I have a lot going on here. When I came down here, I don't want to get into the whole story and bore everybody.
Yeah, no worries. I was always curious. I know your family.
You know what? And I've said this so many times, and I will say it to the day I die. I love the Northwest in the summertime. I love it there. The weather is perfect. It doesn't get any better than that. It's beautiful. Yeah. The water and the mountains and everything. It's just beautiful. So ultimately, Johnny, I'd like to get like a little a little love pad over there, and then I'll just snowbird to and from.
Snowbird.
Yeah.
And I will say this about Arizona. No offense to those women up there in the Northwest, but a 10 up in the Northwest, because I grew up in Seattle, is really like a 5 down here. Like this is a mecca for. I don't know if you guys have gone out and like.
Oh yeah.
I completely agree with you, John.
It's unbelievable down here. So good eye candy.
As I say to Jason all the time, the hot women, they follow the sun. Wherever the sun is, that's where they go. You can find hot women everywhere, but where the sun is, you're going to find them a lot more frequently. And
well, that's the thing too. It's so hot that they just want to take off their clothes.
It's perfect.
No, seriously.
I mean, it's the reason why I think we all came here in the first place.
Right.
No pun intended.
Oh God.
Too easy.
Hey, D, I have a question for you. Okay, the name Dirty Dongles, is your dongle dirty, or what's the name? Like, where's that come from?
It's just been my gamer tag for a long time, actually. It started out Dirty D, and then the dongles part came when I was having my computer built, And the guy that was building it said dongle to me, or when I asked him what something was. And I said, excuse me? And he's like, the dongle, and I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. So I just was like, tacked it on the end, and there
we go.
It does sound very sexual, though.
It does.
I dare you to go put a chick down there and say, dude, I'm Dirty Dongles.
That's what I thought it was all about.
See what she says. She comes over and...
Luckily, he's just visiting, so we get the hell out of town.
Yeah, you won't see her again.
It's true. It's true.
Fuck it. That's funny. Yeah. Well, hey, welcome down to AZ.
Yes. It's been awesome. Like I said, we went out yesterday for a good portion of the day, but we also spent a lot of time inside digging for video games. Spent too much money, and we went to a couple arcades and did that up. And man, there's nothing quite like it in Oregon that I know of compared to some of the arcades we went to. So
ground control's tight, though.
It is. No, that's definitely the closest thing. But past that, like, it's like a whole castle filled with arcades. It was ridiculous.
Castles and coasters is what he's referring to.
Yeah.
Jason and I haven't mentioned it before, but yeah, this place has got unbelievable. So it was good times. I met up with you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, John, you came out. It was good. Good to hang out.
Showing me the ropes on Donkey Kong. That was cool. I've never actually seen anybody tell me the little fine details about it as it's happening. And then we got to watch Jason on the Miss Pac-Man arcade. And he was ripping it up. It's really intense, even just watching him. So.
Did you even higher than that when I left?
No, that was the last time I played it, man. I can't ruin a game like that.
Would you get like 110?
What was it?
110,000?
I don't remember.
I think it's 109 or 110.
Yeah, it was like on speed, like the super fast Pac-Man, which is like the best.
And I'm not like a Ms. Pac-Man player, but I don't know what it was. I just really was feeling the game, and it was happening. So, and I know there's people out there, like the high score for that cabinet, it was like 150. And I think that's a great score. You know what I mean? So my 110 is really nothing, but for me, I think that's pretty good.
And then, John, you'd be happy after you left. We finally made it down to the center, and we were going through the pinball machines, and he found the Batman one, and he was ripping it up.
Did you play that Batman one?
Oh, yeah.
It's a good machine. Oh, my God. What did I get?
You got 54,039,700 points. It was ridiculous. The next game he played after that, horrible. But the one
all three balls done.
Yeah.
That's a fun pin. That's a fun pin.
It is a good one.
Stern, yeah.
So. Me, I didn't do so well. I was a Spider-Man right next door.
That's the Batman like returns, right? The Batman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
A lot of motion and moving stuff in it. It was really cool.
So yeah, that's really that's really the thing, is that's kind of the story behind, back in the day in the late 90s and 2000s, Derrick, he would come over to my place every weekend, right? Religiously. And we would play. And I mentioned this last time you were on the show, for everyone who listened to that episode too. He would come over every weekend and we would play games. We would play Super Nintendo, 64. We'd just play whatever we could. And so it just feels good to do that again. I haven't seen him for a while, and he's never been here. So that's really what's been going on here at the Heine residence.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys been playing? Because you said a couple of days you've been hanging in.
Well, do we want to get into that games we've been playing recently?
Might as well start off. Yeah.
Yeah, we might as well do it. So
I just wanted to interject real quick though, because I go to Bookman's and meet up with these guys. And they'd already been there for probably over an hour or more.
Yeah.
I don't know how long you guys were there for.
The hell did you buy? Jesus.
So I go in this place, and then they have literally these baskets full of games. And I wasn't sure what all these games were for. I wasn't sure if maybe the employee was restocking these or whatnot. I'm like, what are these baskets? And they're like, oh yeah, these are ours. We're buying these.
Yeah.
They each had a shit ton of games.
We were double fisting.
They were. I
want to take the opportunity right now to say that all four of you, are responsible for the problem that I've created by spending money on games. Each one of you has made me want to play so many games. It's ridiculous. So as I start collecting, not as much as Jay, but I did spend more money than he did yesterday.
What did you grab? What games did you get?
So what happened actually was before I came up here, the week before I was at a Goodwill and I found a complete Dreamcast. And I was just laying on the shelf. And I looked over and I was like, oh. And I was like, you guys talk about the Dreamcast on here all the time. I know it's a good machine. My brother told me about it. Jason always talks about it. So I was like, I looked at it and I was like, picked it up, kind of turned it around. I was like, okay, I'm walking away with this. I'm at least going to walk around and think about this.
How much was it?
It was $25.
Not bad. With a controller and everything?
Yeah, 2 controllers.
Wow, that's a good deal.
You didn't have the VGA cords, but It had the other adapter. I can't remember what it's called. All the other cords. So I walked around. I took a picture. I sent it to Jay. I'm like, "Is this a good price?" He's like, "Dude, buy it." That's all he said back. He's like, "Buy it. If you don't, I'm coming." And so
I'll fly in for that shit.
Yeah. So what I told him is when I came here is like, I want to go through your collection. I'm not going to be able to go through all of it, but I want to know some Dreamcast games. And now that I have a Dreamcast. I powered it on. I don't have any games to try it out, but powered on. So I was like, I got to come back with at least one Dreamcast game. And he looks at me and he's like, just one?
That's not going to happen.
Right. So I kind of went after that stuff first. And I'm trying to think of games off the top of my head. I did get Phantasy Star online because you talk about that all the time, Johnny.
Nice. Oh, did you, are these just the... are these with the actual cards as well? Sorry, the boxes as well?
No, just the cases and whatnot. Nothing like complete.
They're just cased. Yeah.
That's all they came with, though. They didn't have a box, did they?
Well, I don't know actually.
Dreamcast games, did they just hang on the wall, right? They just like a hang.
A little tab.
Just like PlayStation.
Yeah. They didn't have any box. It wasn't like Saturn. Or it wasn't like Anyway.
So I got Phantasy Star. There was a couple of smaller, no-name games that were, a cheap price. So we're going to take a chance on it. I got Shenmue because I know you've talked about.
Oh, nice. Before. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
I'm kind of interested to try that out. And then I got the one game that I had to get for the console, and Jason knows I'm a big fan of it, is Hydro Thunder.
Hydro Thunder!
Yeah,
classic.
I had to find that, had to get it, and Jason actually ended up finding it for me before I got to it. And
don't they have Off-Road Thunder for the Dreamcast too?
Yes, we played that the other day, Jason's version. Then past that, I got one Super Nintendo game, couple 64, because I want to get a 64 eventually. Again, that's Jason's influence. So I got, Perfect Dark for that. And Wayne Gretzky Hockey, because it was $2.
$2.
And me and Jason have played that game so much with my cousin Kyle, his brother. And that game is just ridiculously fun. It's such an arcade game, but like it gets so intense. I think
everyone knows, I'm not heavily into sports titles, I know. I don't know. I like some of them, but I really like the arcadey stuff, like the NBA Jams, the NFL Blitz, those. And Wayne Gretzky 3D Hockey, man. If anyone has ever played that, you guys know the game is it's so much fun, and it's totally broken. It's just, from the word go, it is just broken. If you need to score and you can score your puck in that net every time when there's 3, 2, or 1 second remaining in the game. You just run up and hit it, and it'll always go in every time.
It's ridiculous.
It's just so broken, but we love it. It's really fun. So $2. I mean, you can't go wrong with $2.
No way, that's good.
Yeah. So bought that for kind of the memories behind that. I'm trying to think. I put a lot of things in the basket, but I put a lot of things back because I was already spending too much money. But I don't remember anything of PlayStation off the top of my head. I did get Mad World for the Wii, which I had wanted for a while.
It's a good one by Sega.
Yeah, one of the better games for the Wii. Kind of a different art style. And whatnot.
$5.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
$5.
That's what I got mine for. Yeah.
I was gonna say, does this place really have that good of prices? I guess so.
It's well,
hit and miss.
It is hit and miss.
It's hit and miss.
But that's what actually makes it fun.
You were there to guide him to make sure he didn't overspend on it.
He was.
Yeah. I was taking care of him. The thing is like, they'll have, just for instance, like there was Doom for 32X in the case for $20. And I walked over to the Genesis area, and they have the 32X and Genesis games kind of intermixed in there. So I was digging. I found Doom for $6 out on the floor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what I mean? It kind of,
whoever's working that day, I think.
Or who checks it in or whatever, but it kind of makes the thrill of the hunt, right?
It really does.
So
it's kind of cool because you on the same shelf. I forget what game it was. It was like Tomb Raider 3 or something, and it had one that was $10. The next one was $8. The next one was like $4. I'm like, well, which one are you gonna pick?
I'm just like, keep digging. You're gonna find one for free eventually.
But yeah, other than that, the other things I can think of, I got some VMUs for the Dreamcast controllers. I did find the cord that I needed for it. And past that, I got one Game Boy Advance game, which was Sword of Mana, which I'd always kind of been interested in. I think that's all I can think of off the top of my head. There's some PlayStation stuff in there too. I think I got Grand Theft Auto, the third one. So I've never actually played it myself. I've always watched people play it. And I think that's it.
It was a free for all. There's more in there. I know there is, but I bet it was a free for all.
I saw you heavily eyeing the Hannah Montana for the PS2. Did you end up picking that one up too?
We thought about it all day.
It was in his case the whole time he was walking around the store.
I know, it was in his case for a while.
Jason kept putting it in there. He's like, "Oh, you got to take this one. This is what a great deal. Look at this, $10."
That's Johnny's favorite game for the PS2.
Is she 18 yet?
I think so.
Oh, she's hot then. Okay.
She's legal, I think.
Okay.
There's worse people you could like. Let's just say that.
So we had a good time at Bookman's. Definitely was a success, and we've been here locked into the studio here, the game room, playing games just like a mad person. So,
Hey Jason, I was going to ask you that game you got, that Muppets Racing. Did you try that?
I haven't tried it yet. No, haven't tried it yet.
What's the title called? Like what was it?
It's
for what system?
It's for PS1, and it's Muppets Racing. Yeah. And it's a licensed...
it's by Midway.
Yeah, Midway did it, but it's a licensed... It's Midway and Warner Brothers, I think it was, or something on there. So it was a licensed Muppets game, and it has the music from it, has all the characters. I'd never even heard of this game. I didn't know they did one.
Did you play it?
No, I haven't yet. I haven't even gotten to it yet. I haven't even gotten to the stack of games that I bought at Bookman's. I haven't even touched them yet.
The funny part about it is when you were taking the tag off it, what did you say the date was on it? It'd been there since like July or something. You're like, how did I miss this game for that long?
Yeah, because I go to Bookman's all the time. I didn't see it, I must have been hiding.
Right.
Well, you probably automatically saw Muppets, and then your eye just might have shifted away from it or something.
Yeah, they need to put it on the face so that I can see the little go-kart in the front, You know me, you guys. I'm always up for a cheesy little Chance kart racer ripoff,
a Midway game.
But it was Midway, yeah.
Midway
I'm watching it right now. There's a battle mode and everything.
Is it any good? Does it look good?
The characters look like there's like 30 different characters.
You know what the problem is with that is that it all comes down to the controls.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Like today,
it looks like whoever's playing this video doesn't look like they're having an easy time. So
okay, so that could ruin it all right there. Derrick has played quite a few kart racers that have been new to him on this trip just today. And
so what's your favorite one out of the ones you played?
Kart racers, probably the Mickey one, the Mickey USA for the N64.
Yeah, I picked that up. I got to play that.
That's from Rare too. Yeah, Rare.
And then we also played Diddy Kong because it's been a long time since
I didn't know Rare did that.
Yeah, they did.
Is it like Diddy Kong Racing at all? Kind of.
It's similar. Yeah, similar. You just have to try to not be annoyed by all the commentary from the characters.
Yes.
Because the game is geared towards kids, right?
Right.
Being Disney and Mickey and all that. So like they're always commenting like, "Oh, here I come. Oh, you passed me." It's really annoying.
Gosh.
Yeah, exactly. But when you look at it, when you really break it down, it is a fantastic kart gem from Rare. It really is.
How much does it go for you used usually?
That's Mr. Pete Door's department.
Oh, I bought a complete copy. It was like $15-$20, something like that. It's not very expensive.
Huh? Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
Nice.
So
good. Check that out. Yeah, definitely. It sounds interesting. Cool. Have you played the Bombat Racing, the Star Wars Bombat Racing for the PS1? I think
it was on PS2.
Is it PS2?
PS2, N64, and PS1.
We played Pod Racer, but I didn't play.
Yeah, the Bombat Racing. They have a Star Wars Bombat Racing.
I'm not sure if that was on PS. I don't remember. Let me look it up. I know it's on PS2. One of them is.
Yeah. Anyway, it's kind of shitty.
You bring it up and then you're like,
have you played it? We all research it. We all
just make sure you don't buy it.
We all buy it on eBay
because the heads are huge, and I mean the music's cool, and it's Star Wars.
Oh,
now, but
according to Wikipedia, it only came out on PS2.
PS2.
What year?
2001.
Okay, so an earlier one. Oh, I'll have to check it out. Unless you have it, I'll just borrow it and never give it back. That's what I do with
the
your
Rings
stuff.
fucking movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool, man. Well, glad you guys had a good time down here. That's awesome.
Yeah, most definitely.
How was the Mesa Bookman's when you went there?
Mesa Bookman's, dude, you know what? It was cleared out. Yeah. It was cleared out. Both places didn't have any really consoles. They had a couple of Genesis. They had like 2 or 3 PS2 Fats. They had original Xbox and just a bunch of other kind of off the wall stuff. They had that XR station. I thought it was yours.
I know. I saw that.
You guys, listen to this. We go to Bookman's and we walk in, and right there up front on the counter is a XR station. You guys remember John talking about this XR station? You remember the review? You watched him, right? Do it. He used to sit on that thing, and
they don't watch.
That thing.
They don't watch your show anymore. No, okay, yeah. And I walked in and I saw it there, and I thought, if this is John's, I'm gonna laugh my ass off because he couldn't get it to work. If you remember,
the shit's broken.
It's broken. Yeah.
And mine was like brand new out of the box. So
I watched your video, and you're sitting on a chair with it.
Yeah.
You're standing on it, right? You're like, I can't get.
And people are like, "Oh, you got to balance. You got to let." And I did everything I could possibly do. It just didn't work.
So good stuff. But it was kind of cleared out in there, to be honest with you.
They did have better Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games there. The second one.
I've noticed Bookman's, they don't have many good like classic Game Boy games. They have Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance, but like classic like Great Kart Game Boy games, they don't really necessarily have all the time.
Yeah,
those are kind of hard to.
And when you see them, you just got to snag them. Like I found Operation C, which is
it's like Contra. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah.
And that's great. I did play that today. That's good. Played it this morning. So
hey John, how many Bookmans are like throughout the United States?
They're only in Arizona. So there's 2 here in Phoenix. There's I think maybe 3 or 4 in Tucson, and there's 1 in Flagstaff.
Oh, so only there, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I thought it was like a franchise throughout the states or something.
No, unfortunately not. Vintage Stock is a franchise throughout the states, and that's a different company, but that's a pretty good one.
Entertain Mart's good too. You been in there? Entertain Mart?
Entertain Mart, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But how did they do? Like you guys are in there all the time. Do they do good business?
Bookman's is always slammed.
They're slammed, yeah.
Oh, really? Eh? Wow.
Yeah.
People trading their video games for money to buy crack, and
I'm amazed at the stuff that's in there. You know, I'm amazed at. I mean, coming from people like us though, who we don't get rid of our stuff. You know, we just hoard them all. It's amazing though when you see stuff in there, and I just think to myself, somebody had to actually look at this and say, I'm all right taking this and getting $1 or $2 for it in store credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just don't get it.
I mean, Derrick was talking about like he went to Goodwill and found a Dreamcast for $25.
Yeah, right? And that's for free. I mean, who gives that away? That's crazy.
And people donate that. Yeah. But I didn't mention this on the podcast, but I did a video on it. But I picked up once Saturday of every month they have a half off deal at Goodwill. So everything in the store is half off. And I went in there and like we just happened to drive by, my wife and I, and it was like parking lot was packed. I'm like, wow, Goodwill's really busy. And they're like, oh, it must be half off. So she's like, do you want to swing by? I'm like, okay. So we swung by on a whim. I go in there. I'm literally about to leave. In the corner of my eye, I catch a N64 box, new system. Wow. And priced at $50, so they're selling for $25. So I picked that up, complete. Like the thing's like brand new. And then I saw in the case they have like a kind of a jeweled case, a glass case, and they had Zelda Ocarina of Time in box, complete. I picked $5 for it.
Oh man. God.
And then they had some other N64 games. I paid $5 each on those. They had a Game Boy, like original old school, like gray Game Boy, which I have one, but mine is like it's kind of scratched up. The screen has seen better days. It's what I had from as a kid. And this thing was like great shape. I paid $7.50 for it, and it came with Mario Land.
Man, you got some steals
I got some
in there.
Steals. Yeah, I did a video on my channel about
that. Makes Derrick sick because he wants a 64. That just makes him sick over there. I know it does.
I'll get one eventually.
Like $25. That's a great deal.
Well, what are they going for on eBay, Pete?
What, Game Boys?
No, like an N64. Because I had
new
boxed.
Well, ones that are in like mint condition. It just depends on the buyers, so I'd have to see.
Yeah.
The only thing that was with mine, it was a red controller, not a normal gray controller.
Okay.
But
that ruins it.
Oh yeah.
Is it was it a black console or
black
gray
console?
Or whatever? Yeah,
gray. Yeah, but it was really like pristine condition. It was really good condition.
Yeah,
good shape.
awesome.
It's a hell of a score.
It came with a Nintendo 64 DD too.
Oh, get out of here, dude! Shit, I would have knocked him out and drove to his house to take that.
That would mean I have 2 of them. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't know. It's hard to say. Does yours come with like the plastic and everything inside, or
no? But it came with all the styrofoam. It came with the manuals, all the instruction stuff like that. But it didn't come with the plastic. Yeah.
Because it seems like people try to sell them on here for like $75, but no one buys them. Trying to find one. Well, here's an Atomic Purple one that sold for $87.
How about Jungle Green? Can you see one there?
That's a Toys R Us.
Oh,
right?
I just found a loose Jungle Green sold for $52.
I want the gold one. That was a Toys R Us too, I think.
Mm-hmm. It was Toys R Us exclusive, yeah.
Yeah. Or you have a Pokemon one, right?
I have all of them.
And
you have all of them?
Yeah, it was nice to go up there in the game room and actually look at all of them. Like,
how many are there?
Person.
You should do a video on that, Jason.
I know, just a matter of time.
How many different ones are there?
Catching them off guard.
Yeah, no shit. There's a lot.
Oh wow! What, you have them all with the box and everything, Jason, or loose?
I have not all with the box, but they're all in rental padded cases.
How'd you get those? I mean, how'd you find those?
It's the thrill of the hunt, baby.
He's got his
there's the plum, there's the watermelon red. Yeah. There's a jungle green.
Do you have matching controllers too?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. There's the original black, then there's gray see-through. And I'm talking about the fun.
It's
they're
like
called
smoke,
Fantastic.
Isn't it called like smoke?
Smoke.
Yeah.
And then there is an orange. Fire orange, I believe it's called. There's a Pokemon. And then
the gold one.
And then the gold one.
The Pokemon's unique because it's wider than the other ones,
right?
It
is.
Yeah, because it has Pikachu on it. Yeah. And it's a Pokeball for the power button, and his foot is the reset button.
Yeah. That's cool.
Speaking of that, was it last night when Jason was looking up stuff for the Dreamcast? He was noticing like all the different versions that the Dreamcast came in, like Japan or even Europe. There's like a whole bunch of different versions.
And there's like probably 20 or 30 variants of that console in Japan. Over here,
the Japanese ones, yeah.
Yeah, over here, there was like two different Seaman ones. Yeah. One was clear, see-through, and one was red for Christmas, for holiday. It's ridiculous, dude. The only ones we got over here are just the Sega Sports Black.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Crazy. Did you know there was a Sonic 20th anniversary one, Pete?
20th anniversary?
10th anniversary.
Or 10th, yeah. 10th.
Yeah, that one's pretty hard to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Pete's all like, what? There's a 20?
I'm saying to myself, wait, how is that possible?
Yeah.
It'd be cool to start collecting the variations. That's what kind of I'm getting into now.
God, yeah.
Variations. That's crazy.
It's disease, and I love it.
Mm-hmm. But what do you do with like 12 of the same systems other than just display them, I guess?
They look cool.
They look
when
cool.
you display them.
Yeah,
open a museum.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's your house.
That's John's
Is there
house.
any particular one you like the best, Jason, over any of them?
I love the look of the gold one.
Yeah, the gold is...
It's really unique, you know. I love all the fantastic see-through ones. They look cool all together, you know, lined up, but the Pokemon is the most unique because it's different shaped. Mm-hmm. But I like the look of the gold one. Yeah, I would say gold. Mm-hmm.
Was that a Zelda pack, or what came with that? GoldenEye?
I don't know that a game came with it.
I had the Star Wars bundle with the Racer, but that was just normal black.
It was the normal, yeah. They started doing that. I think they did Jet Force Gemini one time. They did. What else did they do? Just like random games. I think.
Now hold on here. Now, in Japan, it looks like there were color variations on the Pikachu N64. There was an orange one and then a light blue one.
Great. Add it to the list.
That's one thing I don't have though. I don't have a DD. Yeah. I do want to get that. Mm-hmm. It's just tough though. It's like to get a complete one with the modem and the box and all that and import it, dude. It's like can be anywhere between $300 to like $500.
More than that.
More than that.
Probably $750 or more.
Oh, screw that.
See, Jason, this is what you need to do with your consoles. Just get a couple of shelves just for the consoles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's actually true. That's a great idea.
It takes up so much room.
It does. The consoles do. Because I have them in front of my games. Like I have different areas for them, but yeah.
Yeah, we had to move them out of the way when we were going through the games. But they're really cool looking. It's definitely a cool system to have all the colors for, I think.
Definitely have the most varieties, I think, of any system I can think of.
They really do. They have a lot.
Except maybe the Game Boy had quite a few colors too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Pete, I thought of you because at Bookman's I bought a Game Boy camera.
Oh yeah.
A Game Boy Color camera. It's I bought a red one.
God, it's been so long since I've used one of those.
I have a red one, a green one, and a blue one now. I don't know how many more there are, but that's
you
three.
You need a printer now to go with it.
Take my pictures.
I had a roll of printer paper for that laying around.
Upload this shit to Facebook straight from my Game Boy.
Yeah.
What was the thing that you guys were talking about on the podcast a long time ago?
It was a fishing.
The thing that connected on the back. It was like so huge, and then you posted the picture of it of some kid holding it.
Oh, Pete, you used it for our logo, for our image one year. What was that?
Oh, what the hell?
And it was named really funny. Remember?
The kid.
I'll go to the website. I'll see if I can.
It was that kid where he's hugging his mom and he had it in his hand. He's all like,
"Oh yeah."
Yeah. What was that called?
I'm looking for it.
It has so many attachments for that.
Well, was the Game Boy that had the sonar thing that we talked about? The fishing sonar. You should go fishing with it and use it as a sonar, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
it's
when
crazy.
you play your Sega Bass fishing game right along with it.
Yeah.
In real life.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Johnny, what's new with you, man? Kind of quiet over there.
I'm just looking at porn. So.
What have you been playing?
No, what have I? I actually, it's so funny. I had to play some terrible fucking games.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You know. I had to play Dynamite Ducks. I had to play it and finish the game again. And it's the second time I did it since I did it the first time all those years ago. And was that 1989? I think it was.
Probably earlier than that.
No, you know what? It was early. It was 88.
Yeah.
Fuck. And it was still as bad as I remember. The music was still terrible. The flickering was still terrible. But you know what? I played it with a big smile on my face. I had a lot of fun playing that game again.
I'm gonna buy you the arcade stand-up.
Some guy sent me the footage, sent me some video of the arcade game playing, which it's based off. And I gotta say, the arcade game is actually pretty good. But the actual the ports of it are just horrendous. But it's really weird to see the arcade version. You should check that out if you get a chance. It's a way better game. The music is better. Everything's better looking. It's just like, this is like the bastardized, horrible, version everybody else had to play. You never play. Who else played in the arcade? I mean, really? No, I never saw that game in the arcades. But and then Beyond the Beyond, had to play that. That's actually not that bad. I thought that was a terrible game back in the day, and it wasn't actually that bad. Pete, did you ever play it at all?
Beyond the Beyond, no. I might have played it a long, long time ago for like 10 minutes and maybe gave up on it just like you. I don't remember really.
It's not bad. I don't know why I didn't. I wish I had more patience to play it back in the day and get past the opening sequence, because there was an actual decent game. The music was pretty good. Combat was pretty good. Is it like the game of the year? No. Not by any means. And what was the other game I had to play? Fuck, there was fucking Beyond. Damn it. Oh, Double Dungeons was a fucking game. I had to play that game so many times just to capture the footage every time I talk about it again, because I keep erasing the old footage. I fucking hate it. I'm like, oh no, I have to do this again. Like shit. So, had to play that stuff. I just John just played more Alan Wake. I think I just finished chapter 4 and moving on with that. It's pretty average, isn't it? It's not bad, but it's not really great. I don't know, but it's not bad.
Yeah, in fact, the new Alan Wake comes out, I think tomorrow, sometime soon.
Talk about incredible timing for me, yeah.
Yeah, I think it comes out tomorrow. Actually, the new Alan Wake comes out. It's DLC only on Xbox Live.
Of course, it is.
So, but I'm actually curious to check it out.
Yeah.
But I enjoy the game, but like we said before, it's very repetitive, and the graphics, the storyline is good, and it's kind of interesting play dynamic using light and then the gun and whatnot. But it's kind of easy game too.
It's very easy.
Yeah,
I like the easiness of it. There's a couple of moments that are tough, because what makes the game hard is you always start with these new parts in the game, and you don't have a fucking gun again.
Have you? What I mean? Have you beaten it?
Not yet.
Okay, I won't ruin it for you.
Yeah, for sure. Like, but you always start the level, the next chapter, and you're running around. It's like, okay, I don't have a gun again. I had all these weapons before now, and then you find a gun again. You never have enough ammo. It's the same. It's always like you never have enough ammo, and you don't have enough lights and all that stuff. It gets repetitive.
I like the fact when you start it, it's got like chapters and stuff, like kind of like a movie. Like it's like previously on Alan Wake, and it's like a TV show.
It's not. I think they had a big plan for the game. Like maybe like Shenmue had a big plan for that series, and it doesn't look like, as you're saying, DLC. It doesn't look like they fully realized their dream. I guess it just didn't sell well. It was a bomb?
Yeah,
wasn't
it flopped. Yeah, it flopped. But
I guess it just was. I wonder why it flopped. It was weird. Pete, did you buy it?
No.
What turned you away from the game?
What, Alan Wake?
Yeah.
When they first showed off the trailer, I thought it looked pretty cool, but I just haven't really been into those games lately. I couldn't really tell you what it is. Yeah. I forget when that came out too. I think there was a couple other things coming out at the same time.
I remember it came out in a cloud of games. No pun intended. There's a lot of stuff coming out, and I was like, I'm not gonna get that.
That's the hard part these days. Is there's just so much coming out. Even if you don't get something day one, like it may kill the game itself if you don't.
Well, it's funny. Like you got Mad World for like $5, right? You said.
Yeah.
I picked up Metroid Other M brand new out of Best Buy for $5.
Oh,
me too. During Black Friday.
Well, no, this is just during the week.
This is just regular.
Crazy.
Day.
Yeah, so I got that. What else did I get? I got a bunch of games from Best Buy. They were so cheap. Like, it was awesome. Okay. Pete, I got to ask you this because I saw in there. Now, don't jump on me too fast. Say, that game sucks. Just hear me out why I bought it. Is it Hunted the Reckoning? I was there with Kim and I saw it and I was like, hey, he's got 2-player co-op. And we had such a terrible time with that Lord of the Rings game.
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that, Johnny.
Yeah, that was not good.
I've been playing it with my brother, and I understand the game's not like super good. It's not as good as I wanted it to be. Both me and my brother decided that, but what I think the game does better, this is the other problem, is it came out right when Skyrim came out. I don't know why they decided to do that, but they should have waited 6 months there, or it was supposed to come out in August and it didn't come out. And then he told me the date and I was like, that's like a week before Skyrim. Like, what are they trying to do? They're going to kill themselves. So what I do like about the game, opposed to Skyrim, because you have Skyrim, it's such a great game, and then you play that one right after it, and it seems so mediocre. Is definitely butt mashing, and but their slow-mo kills where they lob off arms and stuff like that is definitely done better than Skyrim, in my opinion.
Okay, well, I got to ask you. You say are you playing with? Did you see your brother?
Yeah.
Okay, are you guys just sitting in the same room playing it?
No, we played over Xbox Live.
You played over Xbox Live. Okay. Maybe I'm not getting something because Kim wants to keep going back to play it because she bought it. She's like, hey, let's go back and play that. I'm like, no, let's not.
Right.
Okay. My question is this. I seem to finish a level. We move on to the next level and it's just harder than hell. Am I missing something? Do I need to level up or tell me how you going about this game? I don't seem to get it.
Well, it's funny because my brother got it before me and he was playing by himself. And he said he got to a certain point where it was really hard to play by himself. Like the computer AI was just driving him nuts. So when playing with me, he said it's been better. And there's really not a lot of mechanics to learn about the game. It's, learning to do, your big hits at the right time to, kill people really cool ways. But other than that, like we just kind of, you go along, you butt mash, get to this next area. I mean, it is, like I said, I don't think it's a great game, but we have fun going through and playing it, on off nights or whatever, when we're not playing Battlefield or something like that. But so it is just super. I thought I was missing something because it was so simple. I'm like, I must be missing something here. No, I don't think you are really. So
okay.
I just think you're horrible at games, Johnny.
I think I'm terrible at games for sure.
Right.
I don't have a clue what's going on. That's fine.
You know what might help your game?
What's that?
Getting the Interact Handy Boy.
The Interact Handy Boy, please tell me more. What is that?
With STD's Mega Enhanced Accessories.
Yes, right. It's by STD.
It's by company STD.
It's amazing.
And also, when you add on the Handy Boy to your Game Boy, you'll get full-blown stereo sound, a powerful light, 150% screen magnification, a joystick for ultimate control, enlarged fire buttons, and true on-the-go portability from the Boy's carrying strap. And fold-up design. This thing is messed up.
It sounds like a blow-up doll. Kind of creeping me out.
Their slogan is STD, the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, God. And when you're done with your Game Boy, they can help you master the Game Gear too with the resistant shock-absorbent case for protection from all sorts of shocks and spills, a convenient storage shed for an extra game, and a carrying strap so you can really get around. I'm just reading.
You can totally tell it's like Chinese or some shit.
Get around.
Score big.
That's supposed to mean. My mom's Chinese.
Well, that probably explains it all. That explains everything, Johnny.
What are you talking about?
Then he'd be really good at games then if that was true.
Yes, I'm very good at games.
They always whoop my ass at games, especially those fighters.
That's funny.
Okay, Pete, Hunter the Reckoning. What about this game? Like, do you dislike it?
I didn't even bother playing it because I read that it wasn't that good, so I didn't pick it up, and that probably explains why it's so cheap now. But tell me, is it decent?
You know what the problem is? Some of these, remember back in the day, you'd sit in the same room as a person and play these games, and the controls were a little bit, sometimes, I thought they were a little bit better. Man, it's so fucked up. Like, the camera angles are really bad. Like Kim was dying. I've never seen Kim so frustrated. I was like, holy shit, she just put the control down and said, I'm fucking done. And I was like, whoa, where are you going? Like, there's still goblins attacking us here. This is serious business. So I can get her back to that. It didn't. War of the North seemed better. Yeah, so that sucks.
Wow, it must be really bad then. Jeez.
I think it's probably really good co-op. But what I'm saying is when it splits the screen, it's sometimes that's just disorienting. Like I remember they did that in Fantasy Star Online. I never liked doing that with my friends.
You mean when you play? I guess that makes sense. Yeah, local co-op, they split the screen.
Yeah.
It's not as easy to do nowadays, though, with the more current gen games, because they have to try and render those graphics twice, and you lose so much detail and everything. Yeah, that's mostly why a lot of companies don't do split screen co-op, because it's so hard for them to render the game screen twice.
Yeah, so... Well, I think we're always looking for a game that we can play together that isn't WoW, because we want to keep our lives the way they are. But I think the one thing that we said is that when Dragon Quest X comes out, that I'll buy. Obviously, I'll probably get a Wii U launch day, and hopefully Dragon Quest X comes out somewhere around there. But she can play in one TV in one room, and I'll play on the other TV in the other room. So that's kind of. I guess that's our next multiplayer experience. That's about it. So
for the next 10 years, probably that might turn into your next Phantasy Star.
No, it's funny. Okay, here's something. I work with two people, a guy and a girl at work, that are major WoW players, and I'm always bugging them about it. And then it's so funny. I turned to one of the guys today. I said, to be honest with you, the reason why I bug you about it, I said, because I'm kind of, I said, I've lost so many friends to the game. I said, and also, because he's saying, yeah, you should play it. And I said, the thing is, I'm scared of the game. Just terrified. I know I'd like it. That's the thing. I know I'd be right in there. And my kind of personality, with video games, I like to have the best character, the best equipment. I'm very competitive that way. And that's why when I played Final Fantasy 11, I went nuts. I went over the top type of thing. So yeah, that's why I'm staying away from games like that for sure. But
what I don't like about WoW is it just doesn't have an ending.
Yeah.
Like you go on raids.
That's true with any MMO.
Right.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I need some sort of, with this many games that are out there, like to finish a game and be like, yeah, I beat that game, all the way to the end. Man, the WoW, I played a little bit with my brother years ago, and eventually he played way more than I did. I just couldn't make it my life, and eventually you get left behind, and then I'm playing with people I don't know, and then I'm like, what, this is ridiculous, and I'm like, screw this. I like games I can come pick up where I left off, make some progress, and then next week I'll hit it again.
Well, the thing, obviously, there is end bosses in the game, but online games just have that different thing. It's funny, when I was playing Final Fantasy 11, it was so hard to going back and playing a one-player game after that. You get so used to playing with other people, and that story, I don't know how to describe it, the kind of story that plays itself out online, that when you play a single-player game, it feels very structured for you, too structured. And it took me it took me months to get back into one-player games.
Hey, Johnny, I think we should start the Oasis, you and I.
Hey, John, like, I know we don't want to talk too much about this, but, I was waking up this morning, my alarm went off, and my radio starts, and the guys on the radio were talking about Apple. And this is not a big rant up against Apple or anything like that, but talking about their factories in China.
Right. Child labor laws and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But this reminded me of the Oasis. Oh, sorry. Of the world in Ready Player One is that like a lot of the employees, like they've had 14 suicides off the building in the last 2 years.
Well, remember when I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I said they're threatening to do like a mass suicide, jump off.
Was that what they want to do?
Yeah. Cause they're getting paid nickels and dimes and shit. Yeah, it's crazy.
They can't even. Well, that's the thing. It's just like Ready Player One. They can't even afford an iPad, and they're actually got nets out for suicide watch type of thing, so nobody can actually kill themselves. What kind of world do we live in when this is happening? It's crazy. But sorry, that reminded me of Ready Player One because I don't want to say anything. In Ready Player One, the society is like so poor and it's really kind of like dehumanized, like. What's going on with those factories? And I'm not somebody to I love, Mac and all that kinds of stuff, but Apple. But I can't. I was surprised. Maybe you're talking about it. I thought, oh well, I don't think it sunk in as much as it did this morning when I listened to it. I was like, God, that's
sad. It is really sad. My heart goes out to those because what happens is when they die, they get like a severance and their family gets some money. So that's part of the reason too. Is when they kill themselves.
That's just so wrong, man.
It's sad. Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to get on all of that.
No, God, we're done with the show. This is over.
It's over. I mean,
thanks for the show.
Shit.
But by the way, Johnny, you talked about that book. I'm currently working through the Game of Thrones series, but nice. I definitely want to check that book out. It sounds really interesting. So I definitely wrote it down. And
me and Rob,
my brother on it. I got my brother Gary on it, or Greg.
Oh, is he on it?
Yeah, he's hooked on it.
Oh yeah, your brother Mark. Yeah.
Yeah, the cat killer. He'll be smothering a cat with the book right now.
He's really disappointed in the polls so far too. He's kind of disappointed about it.
Disappointed about what?
The polls. Gary's cat.
It's not doing well.
Not doing well against Pete's. Pete, you want to fill us in on the poll? What's going on?
Maybe well, he's not too far behind. Let me see here. He's maybe 10 or 15 votes behind.
I'm having a look here, too. Who the fuck is it?
And we're referring to our weekly poll, this is the semifinals. The winner of, what is it? Pete's in line for some shit? What the fuck?
Fuck.
It's the only competition where you don't win shit when it's over.
So some shit Pete's in line for is winning 68 votes to Gary's cat 50 votes.
Oh, it's close.
6 to 18 votes.
Yeah, but that's close. Yeah. Pete, that's close, right?
It is, but that's kind of hard to pull back ahead from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to see the cat win, though. God damn.
The whale's going to win the whole thing, I think.
Whoa, yeah. Is that what it's going to be? The cat versus the whale?
If the cat wins, it's going to be Pete's in line for.
Oh, yeah. So it's going to be Pete versus the whale.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
The whole thing's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. It is a surreal thing, isn't it?
That's why it's awesome.
It is awesome.
So Comeback Kid made a topic on the forums for
I saw that.
What people would like to see in the next battle.
There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Johnny's Sega Saturn.
That's awesome. Actually, hey, here's another one. People see it in the last, maybe I gotta hear this. People in the last live podcast we did, when I said Gundam, people thought that was so funny the way I said Gundam. Like they're like gun and then space dam.
Oh, like what? Because people say Gundam.
Gundam.
That's it, right? Because people that's how you pronounce it. You say Gundam. But I always say Gundam. I always have a Gundam. I didn't ever realize I said it weird until the people because I'm into this thing about Gundam, and all these people are like Gundam. No, I'm like, am I saying it right? Like I've always pronounced it this way. Like maybe I was self-conscious about it. It was so funny.
I definitely think Jason's Lord of the Rings should be in the poll somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Gamester's Pandora, The Stop Guy, Bar to Bar, Emberry. Will Wheaton.
Nice.
Oh man,
do some good ones.
There really are.
Castlevania or Metroidvania.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Metroidvania.
I'll have to add that one in there myself so I don't forget.
Yeah, add that in. That's good.
It's hilarious.
That'd be funny.
Oh, I got to say too, Pete and Jason, I can actually say this now, but this Sunday, you guys are in my next video. Oh, yeah.
Thanks for leaving me out, you asshole.
There was no place to put you in, actually. So,
what did we do?
You'll see. You'll see.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'm a little scared and interested.
See, I don't feel too bad because I'm actually in his movie, so there you go.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
It's true.
So,
Well, when's that coming out?
Sunday you'll see.
Okay.
It's fun. I like it a lot.
which is, Jason, you're streaming Lord of the Rings Sunday, aren't you?
Hold on.
No, it's the 26th.
Yep.
That's this Sunday,
Let's
Oh,
not,
shit.
Mark your calendars.
let's not get this twisted here. It's
Now,
happening.
Jason, what time? Because The Walking Dead is on that night.
Oh my
John,
god.
I don't know if-
It's called TiVo.
It's called DVR. dude.
DVR.
Yeah.
John, I don't know if you noticed my shirt, but I got the white hand of Saruman on here.
Okay, right. So dude, your own
Represent
cousin
Lord
loves
of
the
the
freaking movies.
Yeah, listen, I've made a fucking date. We're going to watch it. I'll stream it. It is February 26th,
It's Sunday.
Sunday.
This Sunday.
Sunday.
Someone else made a point, Jason. That's the night of the Oscars or something like that.
Oh,
Come
Well,
on, man.
Dude, we're not gonna
I
work
get Jason.
I don't watch.
There's
the
an award
Oscars.
ceremony
Just-
every fucking week.
Dude,
what
I
I'm saying.
could make this some which I did. I made it some random ass Sunday at the end of February, and the Oscars are on. Freaking president's flying in. You guys, just let's take a break, okay?
Fine, and too, that
Let's
day,
take a
actually.
break. Okay, and I'm streaming it. I'm streaming it at 6 p.m. our time here.
I'm coming over.
Yeah, I know you are.
I'm gonna keep you interested.
Yeah, I'll have
Are
snacks.
you going to be there, John? Are you
Yeah,
going
I'm
over?
His little
Yeah, come over.
servant.
Yeah. So that's 6 p.m. AZ. That's
5 o'clock.
that's Mountain Time, right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mountain Time. So it's gonna
Hey,
be
John.
5 o'clock Pacific. It's gonna be 8 o'clock Eastern.
That is
What-
right.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that he doesn't get up out of the seat. So you get him water,
Oh,
you bring him a
No,
bucket
I'm
to
gonna.
go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we're gonna order pizza or some shit. We're gonna.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing it up.
Yeah, we're gonna do it
Doing
up.
it up.
Put a bucket.
John, I have a request for you. You have to get dressed up as Gandalf. and every time he tries to get up, you have to say, "You shall not pass."
not pass.
There you go.
Nice.
I'll be like, but I
Get it
have to go
on.
pee. Give me a bucket.
So
You need a catheter or some shit. You can go there.
a question I wanted to ask you guys, because I know you guys have all seen the movies. What is your favorite character from the movies? I know which mine is, and that's Legolas.
Yeah.
Is it because you have a huge crush on him?
Yeah, because he's just so fucking hot.
Sounds like leg of lamb.
Elvish.
I like Smeagol. Smeagol's my favorite. Smeagol.
That's right.
It got to be Gandalf for me. I like my older man. Yeah, what can I say?
Absolutely.
Is that the guy with the white beard?
Oh, fuck you, you son of a bitch.
See, I've seen trailers in '98 or whatever it came out.
That's funny.
When did it come out?
Who's your favorite character?
I don't know. It used to be Legolas, but I'd probably have to go with Sam after watching the movies for so long.
Sam. Yeah.
Because he's a sentimental one who cares so much.
Sam.
I don't know.
I can't wait to tell you who my favorite character is.
You're gonna pick some oddball
Waiting.
character, something that nobody even.
I'll be like, it
I
was
like
that, it was
the
that,
guy in the inn the best.
like it was that plant, that big tree of talking
tree.
wind or whatever.
There are talking
Treebeard?
trees.
There's talking trees, man.
See that shit? I just made it up. It's in the movie. You guys, I've basically seen the movie.
Yeah.
I've basically seen it.
They're not until the second one though. So
Yeah. So it's happening. Okay,
Okay.
the
We're
26th,
gonna order
and I'm doing,
pizza
and
here.
we're doing pizza. We got snacks. We're gonna do it up right. We'll stream it, and just to let everyone know, once again, you can find this on my Twitch channel.
Well, is this episode going to be up in time?
I don't know.
no, because it's gonna be on after.
Oh, it's gonna be on after.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Hey, you guys! I hope you really enjoyed the show. It was a great time. I really liked it. John, it was great seeing you, bud.
Awesome, man. We got wasted. It was
we
great.
fucking got wasted. Oh, good pizza too. Good company. That's crazy. Okay, well, never mind then. That was fun.
Just cut all that out.
No, I think I'll
leave it
leave it
in.
because that's just
It's so
hilarious.
funny.
That
Let's
is.
leave it.
That is.
Oh, it's funny. So, Pete, what you been playing, bro?
Yeah.
Some Vita.
Nice.
Did you buy any more games or what?
No, I'm satisfied with what I got for now. I'm waiting to see what Amazon's going to do though, because they're supposedly price matching targets bites you get on free sale. So none of the games that I want are really on there right now. So I'm waiting to see what they do. I've been playing more of the games I had. I played a lot more Luminous, put up my review for that. Really enjoying that game. Played some more Wipeout. Finally got online with that. The servers have been really bad lately. I also played a lot more Dungeon Hunter Alliance, put a review out for that as well. That game, it's a lot of fun, but it's got a terrible frame rate, and it's pretty overpriced. Played some more Uncharted. I'm on the next area in there now, and it's good, but the touchscreen stuff is just overdone and not fun at all. I think it actually ruins the game.
I think it's bullshit. It's $10 more than every other game.
Yeah, it's at that price, quite honestly. I'm happy with it because it's such a showcase for the system, but I'm so disappointed with some of the choices they made. And $50 is a lot for a handheld game.
Yeah.
I still have not played Little Deviants, quite honestly, because it's not getting such good reviews. So.
That was a pack-in?
Yeah, that's the pack-in game. I'll get around to it, though. And Hot Shots Golf. Last episode, I said how much I got my ass kicked. Well, all of a sudden the game just clicked for me, and now I'm doing a lot better. And I passed the beginner tournaments, and it's a lot of fun. It's still challenging, but I'm getting the hang of it. This is my first Hot Shots Golf game, so I'm actually really enjoying it.
Hot Shots is it's a fun golf game. It's good.
I played the first one on PS1.
I've never played. Are they kind of like arcadey kind of, or was it?
Yeah, they're still.
Yeah,
they're still. That's what surprised me so much. They look like they're arcadey kids games, but there's still so many factors you have to take into consideration, like the wind and elevation. There's so many factors. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Pretty high learning curve.
I think it's kind of a mix between like Mario Golf and like Tiger Woods. You know, like it's a little bit of both in there.
Yeah.
I only picked it up because Amazon had it for $30 before the Vita came out. So I figured for that price, what the hell? $40, I wouldn't have bought it. I've been playing some more Twisted Metal, not as much because I've been busy playing my Vita so much. And there's still a lot of fun. I've been kind of experimenting with different game modes, like more team-oriented gameplay modes, like Last Man Standing, Team Deathmatch. And it's been a lot of fun. People are getting a lot better at that game now, so competition online is finally, kind of fierce on there. And what the hell else I've been playing? Just today the SSX demo came out on 360, and I've been really anticipating this game. I just pre-ordered it yesterday, and man, I was having such a hard time with this demo today because the controls, I don't really play many sports games, so I'm not used to the whole do tricks with the twin, with the right joystick and all that stuff from EA type titles. So it took a little bit of adjusting to get used to that. But I played it for like 2 hours, and I was telling Jason, I'm like, I've been at this for over an hour now. Essentially in the demo, they give you one race to do. There's no trick mode or nothing. It's just a race to get to the bottom of the mountain. And I could not come in first, which essentially means getting a gold medal. It was so hard, and I was reading on the GameFAQs message boards, and I was not the only person to be having this problem. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like I was just reading, someone was posting some tips. They're like, this is what you do, don't worry too much about tricking. You got to try and extend your boost. And then all of a sudden the game just clicked for me, and boom, I got first place. And then I, started getting my record down more and more. And that was like right before we came on to record the podcast. So I was about ready to cancel my pre-order and wait until the game was a little cheaper, because I was getting kind of like, I just wasn't getting the game. Beautiful game. It's a lot of fun, but it was super hard. But I'm guessing in the full retail version, there's new equipment and stuff you can buy to make controlling and speeding, I guess, a little bit more easier. But yeah, I'll be keeping my pre-order. I'm looking forward to diving back into this game because it's so much fun to go into like tricky mode and you do these crazy ass tricks, and the game looks fantastic. Are any of you looking into picking this up?
I am, Pete. Yeah.
You should try the demo. Yeah, it's the new controls they have the classic controls for SSX, but they added in new controls where all the tricks are handled with the right joystick. So it's kind of interesting.
I'm an old school SSX from the 64 days guy. I used to play that there.
Yeah, I prefer SEX actually. That's
ladies
like
and gentlemen,
more of a fun kind of deal for me. You know what I'm
saying?
That's hilarious.
Right on.
Or whatever it was called. What was it called? It was called...
have you ever played SEX on the 3DO, John? I'm serious.
Is there a game called SEX on the 3DO?
There's a game on the 3DO called Sex.
Nice.
Well, if it's FMV like all the others, I'm in.
Can't be much worse than plumbers don't wear ties, you know? Shit. Right on.
Awesome.
Anything else, Pete?
From what I can remember, that's a little bit of Stardust Delta on Vita as well. I've just been playing a lot of Vita.
Yeah, I'm picking mine up tomorrow. So by the time people listen to this, I'll have it for about a week.
Now, what games? Because John, I'm telling you, you should maybe cancel the games that you had on order wherever you were picking it up and just do the buy two get one free from Amazon.
Right now I'm only getting one game with it. I don't have the endless.
You're gonna get yelled at from Mr. Vita right? Over here. Yeah,
I'm getting Uncharted with it.
That is a good choice, though.
And then I'm probably gonna get the show when it comes out because I like the show, the series of baseball game. So MLB the show.
Like the one definitive game, if you had to buy it, just to see what the Vita can do, Uncharted would probably be the one. Despite how much I love Luminous, Uncharted is more, the game to get.
So I'm excited. I'm kind of anxious to pick it up. I know Terrence, Charge Back Forward. He didn't care for it too much based on his review he put on my website. So, which is kind of funny because it stirred up some controversy because there's people who like it and people who don't like it.
I haven't read that. What didn't he like about it?
Yeah, he played it and he calls it the PETA. He just keep calling it PETA, and he just said it was really overpriced and didn't respond very well, and just kind of like, I don't know.
I think the price is a little high. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
But if you think about the PS3 was how much did the PS3 cost when it first came out? Like $600.
Yeah.
So
that was high too.
Yeah.
Very high.
So Sony tends to do this, and you give it a year or more, and then they'll drop in price, decent price.
Yeah.
Like the 3DS, which I know, Jason, I'm looking at your 3DS now.
Yeah, update. I finally got my 3DS.
Nice.
So I got that.
Thank God.
Mario Kart 7.
What do you think, man? You like it?
You know what? You guys are totally right. Honestly, that game is fantastic. It's a great game. I love, and I've played maybe about an hour and 15 minutes of it. It really is. I love the frame rate. I love the way it looks. I love the way it controls. It's a great kart racer. It's a great version of Mario Kart, you guys. Really.
Now, Jason, are you playing on 150cc?
I'm working through it all. Yeah, I'm just starting.
Start on 150 right off the bat because you don't unlock anything unless you play on 150.
I was noticing that. I haven't been.
So if you in order to get new racers, you have to race on 150.
Oh well, that's ass backwards, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, game fail.
Yeah.
Have you tried online yet or no?
No.
Okay.
You're the first person I've registered as a friend on there in general. And I wanted to ask you, like, I don't. You can only have 100 friends. Like what friend codes, right? Mm-hmm. So I better not mention that then.
No, don't mention it like I did. When I first got my 3DS, I wasn't aware of the 100 friend limit. So I'm like, here's my friend code, and I started just adding random people.
Well, hold on. So it works just like the Wii, right? So I give people my friend code, and then I have to add theirs in order for it to make us friends, right?
Correct.
I could be wrong. I think I knew about the 100 friend limit, what it was. I thought if I just give people my number, they can like see what I was playing and just be on my list. But that's not the case. You have to add theirs.
Right. Okay. So, because on Facebook, I posted, hey, I got a 3DS. Here's my code. And that's okay. And then I told people, like, if you want me to add you, just give me your friend code in the, the comments below. So
what you do, add in as many people as you want. And then when you have somebody that you really want to add in, go into your list because they tell you when's the last time somebody logged in and you can just get rid of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When it comes to the 100 friend thing, I mean, you really have to kind of pick and choose. You do, unfortunately, I wish I could play games with everyone, but you just can't.
And Xbox is the same way.
Same way. Yeah. So I have to go through that and get them out.
That's bullshit, but that's cool, man. I'm excited you got it, and we'll have to play on.
I want to get Pilot Wings because I feel like that's just a great tech demo for the 3D. But any recommendations, guys, for games or anything that you think I'd like, feel free because.
Mario Land 3D.
I'm going to start collecting 3D for that.
Mario Land. Yeah.
3D Mario Land?
Yeah, no, seriously.
You have it?
Yeah, I have it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It makes me want to get one. Me and Jason had the talk the other night, though. We were talking about it, how it's still hard, though, because I go in the store and I'm looking at it, and I've wanted a DSi XL for a while because of you, Pete, and you, Johnny, talking about all the games that you play. And they're both the same price, and it's so hard for me because I'd
say get an XL.
I know but at the same time, I saw Mario Kart, and I'm like, but you can
just get the DS one for now, and in the future when it all drops in price.
Oh wait, are you saying you're deciding between a 3DS and an XL?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
That's tough.
Yeah, I know.
It is tough, and it's the same damn price.
Right. So,
but there's more there's more games on the regular.
Well, you can play DS. You can play DS games on the 3DS, but they look like
shit.
but
it's not very good. You've even admitted that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
well, here's the thing. Maybe just go with the 3DS. That way you can never have something to compare it to. You'll never know just how good you had it with the XL.
The XL is such a beautiful. I picked that mine up the other day, and I was like, God, this screen is so good. I actually sat with a whole pile of games, and I just was popping them in, just kind of demoing them again, just to remember how great of a screen it is.
They finally came out with better colors for them too recently. There's a blue and a pink one, so now I can get the pink one I always wanted, because I know that's the one you guys are thinking.
I want the Mario Special Edition one.
I did too. That's the one I was looking at before.
I got that,
but it was still it was the same price at the time, and I'm just like, I didn't have the money at the time, but it was a nicer color. That the other colors they had before were just hideous. I don't know what they were thinking, but it was like some off red color, and it was weird. I was like,
the teal blue, like a really light blue. Ugh,
yeah, it was bad. So anyways, one of these days here, hopefully sometime this year, I'll decide and pick one, but
I hope to get one too.
Yeah.
Get an XL. Honest to God, it's really good.
The library games is right now is obviously better than the 3DS. So you're probably better off, safer bet getting the XL. But
yeah,
you can get cheaper games. Exactly.
Yeah.
it's true.
But then you can't play Mario Kart 7.
Pete, damn.
So what? You can wait.
We'll see. Maybe I'll.
And from what they're saying, it's lag free, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We'll see.
Cool. Well, speaking of 3DS, I actually picked up 2 days ago. I got the new Resident Evil Revelations.
Oh, how is it?
I'm about a couple hours into it. Pete, you haven't played it yet?
No, I played the demo.
Okay.
And I forgot to mention that, but the demo, the graphics blew me the hell away.
Yeah, no, I'll say this. The graphics, blew me away.
Well, the 3D, because there's an option. There's an option to, in the game, not just on the 3DS, but in the game, there's an option to turn the 3D up turn it to max. It's insane. Yeah, and
I have it at max, but I found that after playing it for like 20, 30 minutes, I end up going to 2D anyway because my eyes get sore and they start bleeding and stuff,
John, you disappoint me.
But no, the graphics are good. I mean, it definitely showcases the potential of what the 3DS can do, and it's very exciting because it's still very early on in the 3DS life. Thank you, sir. Good water. But as far as like the gameplay goes, you definitely need the extra analog stick, the attachment, which I don't own because I guess everywhere is sold out of them. Apparently.
How much are they?
It's like $20.
Oh, wow.
But even online, like eBay, they're like going for like 2-3 times that.
Oh, geez.
Really?
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like without it, you can't run and you can't walk or move and shoot, and when you're moving, it's kind of hard because you can't look up, you can't really look down. So the controls, I mean, you can definitely tell it was built for the second analog stick. So the controls were kind of screwed up, to be honest with you, when I was playing it. But the graphics are great, and I definitely recommend it. The voice work is good, but it's funny because like the mouse don't move to like the voice. You can tell it's all voiced over. Yeah. It's all dubbed over.
Wait, what's the official name for this analog stick?
Oh, I don't know. I
was actually just going on their website to take a look for you guys.
Because I'm trying to find it on eBay.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to find. I don't know, but you definitely need it, and it
is called the Circle Pad Pro.
Okay. Cool. That's what it's called?
That's what it's called, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you have a 3DS, definitely I recommend checking it out, but I don't know, you need that attachment because without it, it's really the controller broken. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going for like $35 to $40 right now.
Yeah, and it retails for $19.99.
You know what's really funny, you guys? I'm going to just say this, and hopefully it will help out the price on eBay. But guess what? You can order this directly from Nintendo for, retail price.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I should order in stock and sell them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now.
In stock? Okay, cool.
Right?
But imagine they're going to come out with more games that are going to utilize that,
right.
And just I don't know. I just found myself getting kind of frustrated with the controls because it's frustrating when like zombies come after you or a monster or whatever, and you can't run away and shoot and stuff, and I don't know.
If you can't control your character, dude, that's messed up.
Yeah, but I do like the map and stuff, and how that shows you where you're going, and I like the graphics are great and the storyline is cool. So
well, that's encouraging. At least it's still weird to me that Nintendo still did that. Like released another component. I mean, not that they released release something to go with it, but just to make it so dependable for like a game to come out and have to have that. Like, well, why couldn't you just do the controls with what's already there?
Exactly. And it's always one thing about Resident Evil series I always find interesting is the herbs. Like, why do they need herbs to make their health go up? Do they smoke weed? Do they are they high or something like that? I don't know. It's like a marijuana plant, or what's the deal with that? Right. I really don't understand the whole deal with that, but definitely recommend it. Johnny, I think you would like it too, man.
I played the demo of it, and I gotta admit something, that the 3D on the 3DS really kind of bugs me at times. It doesn't make my eyes hurt. There's none of that bullshit. But you have to hold it directly perfect for the 3D to work really well. And if you go for it, John.
Oh, I'm saying if you have it on like super, like the strongest, like Pete was saying, you can adjust the 3D. If you have it the strongest setting, it narrows it down even further. So even if you're like a centimeter off, it's you can see double. And especially like with the lights, like, I noticed that, and I'm like, I started seeing double, and I was like, it was weird. But anyway.
Yeah, I just find that I'm playing a game like that, and I started to move with the game. That's what you do when you play video games, because you're kind of into it.
Right.
I'm throwing out the experience all the time. I'm like, okay, 3D off. I'm like, it's not that I'm dissing the 3D. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
For me, I just find it takes me out of the experience.
And another thing I found frustrating about the game too is like when you're fighting the enemies, like it takes so many shots. Like you're unloading like 8 rounds in like an enemy and he's still not dead, and I'm shooting him in the head.
Right.
And it's just like, what the fuck? What do I need to do? And then like all of a sudden I'm out of ammo, and so I have to use my knife. But there's some parts of the game where you don't have any weapons. You're supposed to kind of dodge and bob and weave and stuff, and that's kind of like you're supposed to hold down and push B, but that doesn't always work. So it's just like, it's kind of a jumble fuck at times, but no, I still recommend it. I mean, if you're a big fan of Resident Evil, I think you guys will enjoy it. And the 3D looks phenomenal. I think that graphically it's probably one of the better games for the system.
Speaking of Resident Evil, I'm asking you guys, what is this Raccoon City? I know I'm not like, how do I not know about this? But what is the game really about? Isn't it out really soon as well?
My brother played it at PAX. He was trying to explain it to me, but I don't remember. He said it was different than just a Resident Evil, but he said it was like, I don't know, like an arcade shooter or something.
Yeah, I heard it was like an online type of game.
It's got like versus mode. It's like Left 4 Dead in the third person or something. There's a mode like that online. I think there's co-op. I haven't looked into it completely, to be quite honest.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, John mentions Revelations. It's like, that's a Resident Evil game, and there's another Resident Evil game coming. Shouldn't we all be a little bit more hyped or excited? And the thing is, I saw it at PAX as well. I think I even videotaped and put it on one of my videos, but I never really. I kind of thought, it's one of those things coming in the future. It looks pretty cool, and I've never looked into it any more than that. So I'm kind of curious about it now, if it's going to be a good game or not. No, I'll go check out some reviews after this, or some previews, I should say. So,
did you guys know that? I was going to say, in terms of demos on 3DS, the Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater 3D demo just came out with 3DS.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So I'll just let me get my 3DS.
How's it look?
I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it look good?
One game, though, I forgot to mention that I played. I got it from Amazon. I was super excited for this game, and people probably surprised I didn't, mention it last episode. But that's Rhythm Heaven Fever for the Wii. Game's $30. It's probably going to be one of the last great Wii games to come out in the U.S., except for Xenoblade and The Last Story, if that comes out eventually. But man, this game is awesome. It's also very hard. Anybody that's played Rhythm Heaven on the DS, that game looks simple, but as time goes on, some of those mini games get really tough. So what it is, essentially, it's a music rhythm game, but they're very simple rhythms. So it's just like tapping the A button, tapping the B button. On the DS version, it was just tap the stylus, slide the stylus, and on the console version, you only play with the A and B button. There's no touch, there's no motion controls, there's nothing. So all you're doing is you're just pressing A, B, or A and B together to the rhythm of songs in the game. And it starts off really simple, but I'm telling you, man, does the game start getting hard pretty fast. Because what they do is they give you 5 mini games at a time. And then at the end of those 5 mini games, after you've beat them all, they give you a remix, which takes all 5 of those mini games and the rhythms and the beats, puts them together into one song that you have to do well enough on the pass. And I can't beat the second remix. it's tough, but it's so much fun. So it's only $30. So if anybody out there is a fan of music rhythm games or quirky Japanese games, definitely look into Rhythm Heaven Fever.
Sounds cool. So as far as other games I've been playing this week, I've been streaming a lot of Batman Arkham City. Gotten playing more of that. And if you guys still haven't played it?
Nope.
No, not yet.
I have not.
You guys don't have a desire to play it? Or?
Oh, I did the same thing with Arkham Asylum last year. I waited until like November to play a game. So I'm probably going to wait until like November of this year to play that.
Game's good. You know, I don't know if it's like necessarily as good as like people say it is. It's frustrating because there's a lot of like puzzle aspects of it, which weren't necessarily in the first one. You got to do a lot of these problem solving and, you know, do these quirky things that are frustrating, and it takes a lot of trial and error to figure it out. And even streaming it on Justin TV or Twitch TV, like people who were like, I was like, do you guys have any idea where I'm supposed to go? And people had no idea. And it's just like kind of frustrating in that regard, but story is cool. And, you know, the battle aspects are kind of repetitive. It's just button mashing when your enemies come in, you know, but still it's a good game. I recommend that. But as far as other games, Donkey Kong Donkey Kong Arcade 3, which is a good one. And kind of a weird, it's the last like original Donkey Kong arcade released. Came out in '83. It's kind of a shooter, almost like Galaga meets Donkey Kong. It's kind of weird. And
really,
yeah, have you played it, Jason?
No, I haven't. No,
have you seen it? Do you know
I have seen.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's just shooters in the sense there's like these flies are going down, and you have this like bug spray thing you're supposed to hit the flies and hit Donkey Kong and stuff, and the character is not even Mario. It's just another guy, Stanley or something like that, and he only appeared in this one game. So
just had a cameo.
He had a cameo. So, but other than that, and I forgot to mention this last week, but I downloaded Simpsons Arcade on Xbox Live and played that quite a bit. Classic Konami beat 'em up. It's really fun to play online with a whole bunch of people, you know, but you know, the replay value isn't that high, you know, because you beat it in a half hour and then you're like, okay, what to do now, you know?
Yeah, arcade game, you know. Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty cool for, you know, 800 points. It's available on Xbox.
I downloaded it, was going to try to join in, but it got full, so
yeah, it got full. We'll play it
cried
again.
and
we'll play it again sometime.
Turned out every piece of electronic gear off in here and went to bed.
It's one of my favorite like Konami beat 'em up. So it's same engine as you know, Turtles and stuff like that. But the cool aspect of this is kind of different than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is you can actually team up with the other player and do like special moves and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. So it's kind of a different aspect, and came out very early on. It came out in like, I don't know, 91 maybe. And at this point, Simpsons was only like 3-4 years old.
Yeah, it was still fresh.
Still new.
Yep.
So that's pretty much as far as games I've been playing. The game of life.
You know, just so everyone knows, if you ever find yourself to be in an arcade with the Mr. Gamester 81 here, just make sure you never play Joust with him. Because this man's out for blood. You know, you ever play Joust? Yeah, I played Joust. I played Joust from single player there a little bit. And John's like, yeah, can I get in on this? Yeah, let's do 2-player. Absolutely. No problem. Come on over. That motherfucker, I swear to God, he got his little rooster, or whatever the hell it is.
Or ostrich.
A rooster.
It just took me out. He was aiming for me.
The funny part about it was he was saying it right as he was about to hit his head. He's like, "Oh, I think you could hit each other." Boom,
and then boom,
like,
took me out.
I watched it happen. I was just like, "Oh God, I got to walk away."
Like, the last time I saw a fight break out in the arcades, 93. But we're gonna have another one again.
It's co-op. It's every man for himself, man. I didn't make the rules.
Yeah, co-op.
Hey, John. I'm sure you do really good in Ready Player One. Then
I know exactly, right? Yeah, there's a part in the book that kind of mentions references to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that reminds me too. We were playing on Jason's was that KI2 cabinet here the first night I was here, and I didn't know there was throwing in the game, and so I go to do something to him, and I end up throwing him, and I was like, oh, that's just mean, and then I reverted back to when Johnny was talking about people throwing in the arcade. So we kept just saying like, oh, who throws people? That's
so
ridiculous.
Low. That's so low.
It's so funny.
That's different than Joust, because Joust, it's every man for himself.
Well, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great cabinets, by the way, though.
Yeah.
Jason has talked to me about them. This is my first time actually like seeing them, and they're wow.
Oh, his cabinets?
Oh yeah,
they're like cabinets. They're pristine.
Yeah, we spent the first night just playing on those. It was fun. Even played Tetris at the end. God, the game's so stressful. It's
really is. I was yelling. I lost my voice, man. I was yelling so loud.
Eventually,
it's hard.
We just had to walk away. Eventually, just got to walk away. You'd be there all night.
Cool.
It's fun.
So I think we promised to do some segments this episode, right?
Segments?
Oh, what?
Oh, boy. Pete, are you excited or not?
Kind of.
It is that time for Jason Heine's random weekly question that I haven't done in about 4 or 5 weeks. Johnny? Mm-hmm. He's not even here. He left. He heard the sound and he left.
I'm looking for a love talk question, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a random question for you guys.
Oh, no.
What do we get if we get it right?
Oh, you want to know what you're playing for?
What don't we get if we get it right?
A dirty dongle.
Dirty dongle. No, you guys know this game is legit. The prizes, I ship them out. They're headed your way. And if you haven't got them, they got lost in the mail. Call the post office. I can't do nothing for you. So what you're playing for is a 20-pack of Pac-Man Band-Aids. A 20 count of Pac-Man Band-Aids.
Can I see these?
Yeah.
Confirm that they're there?
Yeah, they're... I haven't received them yet. See, I'm a distributor, so I have to wait for them to... They're on their way.
All right.
I'll be the first one to say I'm really excited.
Thank you. Appreciate that, D. Someone's excited. Pete, you could always use some Band-Aids in case accidents happen, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So recently, you guys, CNN reported that George Lucas was doing what during the opening day of Star Wars Episode 1 3D in theaters? So CNN reported that George Lucas was doing something on that day. Because, you know, his movie just came out, recently in 3D.
The day it came out.
The day it came out in theaters. Yep. He was doing something on that day, and CNN reported it. What was he doing?
Fucking Jar Jar.
Okay.
Having sex with his dog, Chewbacca.
Jar Jar. There's 2 for fucking.
I'm going to say he was editing the porn of Jar Jar Binks that he has, trying to decide if he's going to release it or not.
Misa.
The long
Misa got Jar Jar Binks.
The 4-hour version.
Well, so far, all the guesses have been having sex of some sort. So, Pete, what's yours?
Preparing the Blu-ray release of Star Wars in 3D.
Oh, okay. So, to recap, we have editing porn. We have fucking
Jar Jar.
Jar Jar. We have Johnny. What'd you say? Fucking what?
I can't remember. He was fucking his dog, Chewbacca.
Right.
Okay. Chewbacca. And Pete has the preparing the Blu-ray. So, what George Lucas was really doing that day, he was also in theaters, believe it or not, you guys.
Wow.
But he was watching Big Miracle. That's starring the All Gen Gamers whale. It's that whale movie. He was actually watching Big Miracle.
Because well, they had worked together in episode 4 doing the whale voiceover.
Yeah, they did, but he wasn't watching. He was just watching Big Miracle. So,
well, is Big Miracle a movie about a whale? I don't follow that shit.
It is.
Oh.
Drew Barrymore or AGG Whale.
Yep.
The guy from The Office.
Yeah, I remember. He did the whale. He did that. The cameo. You don't remember that, Johnny?
No, I'm reading a love talk question. What? What was the question? What?
The awkward silence. Let Johnny
what the fucking hell are you talking about? Was something about I was having sex with a whale or something?
No. All right. Pete, do you have a segment?
I was naked.
I'm trying to find my question.
I need to find it. Jason, can I switch spots?
That was what he did. Sure, John. Are you knocking my shit over?
Knocking your shit over.
Here you go.
Thank you, sir.
long one.
We got an all-gen threesome going right here.
It's been done before. At PAX.
Oh, that's right.
Did you break my stand? Damn, John.
Did I?
He's dropping my mic and everything.
No, is it broken?
No, I'm just kidding.
Bill's in the mail.
See, no one gave a shit about my question. Nobody gave a shit about it. I'm never doing it again.
That was a good question, Jason.
Thank you.
Personal.
Well, I do. Take it
So
very
you tell us we're all doing our segment, so I'm like, oh shit, I better get prepared here. Like,
I know.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Out, right?
Yeah.
maybe. Maybe. Maybe some of the silence.
Just planning ahead.
I want everyone who's listening right now to be like, gosh, what's up with that long silence?
Gosh darn it.
It's so awkward.
Okay.
Oh, these are fucking...
I have mine, my gaming PC there if you guys are ready.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so as promised, I promised I'd do a gaming PC theater this week. And for those of you who don't know where to ask, go to our forums. You can go to allgengamers.com. There's a link to our forums, and there should be a tab very top, Gaming PC Theater. And this week, Eric Olson, he wants to know more about the Coleco Gemini. Are you guys familiar with the Coleco Gemini?
I am not actually. No.
Pete, you've heard of the Gemini.
I have.
Yes. Well, it is a system by ColecoVision. And you guys know what Coleco stands for?
No.
Connecticut Leather Company. It's an abbreviation. It actually started way back in the day, and they made leather, of all things.
What?
Wow.
Isn't that pretty crazy? Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Weird. I never heard that.
Eventually, they evolved and kind of made some other things. They made Cabbage Patch Kids, which a lot of us are, you know, from the 80s and stuff. But they also made, obviously, video games. And they kind of started off making Pong clones, right? They made a whole bunch of Pong
remember
clones.
that, yeah.
And then they evolved. And we all know about the ColecoVision, of course, right? One of my favorite systems of all time. But it wasn't until 1982 they released the Coleco Gemini. And what the Coleco Gemini is, it's essentially an Atari 2600 system. And Atari was obviously pissed. Now, can you imagine today, okay? Sony comes out with like their version of the 360. Same games you play. I mean, I guess it's kind of the same thing today, right? But I mean, basically you could just play
But back then it was
a huge deal, right? So huge lawsuit, and Atari sued Coleco. And Coleco actually ended up winning the lawsuit because they claim that the Coleco Gemini was made from off-the-shelf components, that the stuff that was used to make the Gemini was not the same material as the Atari 2600. So they ended up winning. Now, if you guys remember, they actually had an expansion 2 module for the ColecoVision where you could actually play Atari 2600 games as well,
games,
right?
Yeah.
So this was a separate system as well. It's really cool. Actually, I prefer the look of it over the 2600. So it basically played every Atari 2600 game. And let's see what else about it. The controller is pretty cool because the controller is different, where it had not only the joystick, it was kind of longer than, it wasn't just like you know how the Atari 2600 has kind of a lame joystick and one button. Well, this had like a long joystick, kind of like the ColecoVision, but also had a joystick, had these action buttons on the side, and also had like a paddle built into the controller as well. So it was kind of cool, kind of ingenious. Of course, you can use the Atari 2600 joystick to plug it in. You can also use it, just take a Genesis controller to
they all use the same ports in those days.
They all
right?
use the same ports. But that's kind of interesting. Another thing is Coleco struck a deal with, you guys remember Columbia House? They had a whole deal where, like, remember you could buy CDs and stuff, like you buy 10 for 10 cents, and then they keep mailing you shit and for every month, and you have to, because that happened to me. I ended up getting like DVDs and CDs, whatnot. But back then they actually had a gaming division, which is kind of interesting, back in the 80s, and they struck a deal with Coleco, and they renamed it and they rebadged it as the Columbia Home Arcade. So there's kind of two versions of I did reviews over both the Columbia Home Arcade and the ColecoVision. If you guys want to check my channel, I kind of did a review. They're essentially the same thing, but the badge is different. And the Columbia Home Columbia Home Arcade is pretty rare to find today.
Yeah, because it was mail order, right? Only
mail order only.
Yeah,
yeah, it was mail order. And the whole idea is they'd send it to you, and every month they'd send you a game, and then you'd be like, fuck, I don't want this game, and then they'd be like, too bad, we're gonna send you another game, and it's just a pain in the ass. You know that's how Columbia House works, you know.
Yeah.
So, but that's kind of the history of the Coleco Gemini. One of my favorite Atari 2600 clones, so to speak. It's a pretty cool, cool system. So,
cool.
Thank you, Eric, for the question, and keep them coming, guys. Appreciate it.
Interesting about the leather company. I had no idea. I learned something totally new there.
Yeah. Kind of wild, huh?
Just fascinating.
Pete, you knew that, right?
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
I knew they did like Cabbage Patch and everything, but I had no idea about the leather.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of leather. I don't know if they did maybe sex whips or I don't know.
Yeah, man, 80s. That's 80s whips right there. That's good stuff.
But yeah, Coleco's been around for a long time, and they kind of made a whole bunch of random stuff. Kind of like, Bally. We talked about Bally a couple episodes ago about how they did a whole bunch of random things from, vending machines to they had their own record label in the 50s.
Yeah.
And then, they obviously had the casinos and they had the Bally Total Fitness and Bally, so it's kind of wild that all these companies kind of do different things and kind of evolve. And unfortunately, Coleco really isn't around much anymore today.
Right.
No.
So too bad. But
good stuff.
Cool.
Well, I've got my segment all ready and prepared here. Beautiful. And it is my weekly, well, not so weekly as of late, but weekly game recommendation. And this week's question comes from Cyber Yeti. And it is, I'm looking for a very stylized adventure game similar to Fragile Dreams, Farewell Runes of the Moon for the Wii. It would also be great if it could also have RPG elements like Fragile Dreams. I own a PS1, PS2, N64, 360 Wii, PS3, PSP, DS, and a pretty good gaming PC. I just remember buying Fragile Dreams a few years ago after watching your live stream, not knowing much about it, and fell in love with how unique and wonderful the story and world was. I don't really have any mechanics. I don't really have any mechanics in games that bug me unless they're game breaking. I'm just looking for a stylized action adventure game with an eerie feeling. So that's the key word I'm going to take into account here, an eerie feeling. So I'm going to give a couple of recommendations since it's been a while. First of all, for the PS3, the one I'd recommend to you the most would be Folklore. This is a very early PS3 release. This was like the first game to come out on PS3 after the initial launch. And it plays sort of like an action-adventure RPG with a little bit of Pokemon-style elements to it, and that when you defeat your enemies, you can take on their powers and use them as your attacks. And it has a sort of eerie feeling to it, a pretty good story. It's like a dark fantasy action-adventure. For the Wii and the PS2, I'd recommend the Wii version over the PS2 version. I'd recommend Baroque, only because it shares very similar gameplay styles to Fragile Dreams. And Fragile Dreams, for people that don't know, it's a great game published by Xseed that it's a third-person action RPG with a little bit of roguelike style to it in terms of weapons breaking and everything, but the story and characters and environments are just really well done, especially on the Wii. The story is great. Baroque is a roguelike that is pretty challenging, but it's one of the more eerie games you can play on the system. Definitely not for everybody, but it's very cheap, so I'd recommend it. Also on the PS2, if you're able to play imports, I would recommend Shadow Tower Abyss. This is the game that made me want to get an import PS2 so I can play this game. It's a first-person game developed by From Software, so the same people that made Dark Souls, Demon Souls, all that stuff. And it's a dark fantasy RPG, really, really moody and atmospheric and eerie. And of course, for the 360 and PS3, I'd recommend Dark Souls if you have not played that series before. Without a doubt, one of the most eerie and moody, atmospheric, dark fantasy RPGs you can play these days. And that's it.
Good stuff.
And one more for the DS. It's not really in the same vein as Fragile Dreams, but one of the more eerie and moody kind of dark fantasy RPGs I could think of would be Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey for the DS. If you're into old school traditional style RPGs, that one is pretty creepy at times.
Great. Just another one I have to add to my list, Pete. Thanks. Great.
Just adding to the problem.
Yes. No, it's awesome to hear you guys talk about it, though. I really didn't think much of the DS until I started listening to the podcast, and you guys have definitely changed my mind about that. So, you're responsible for some money that I'm going to be losing in the future.
There's just so many damn good games on the system, and they're all so cheap and affordable, you know? So
Right.
can't really go wrong with the DS.
I still want to get Etrian Odyssey 3. I gotta get on that.
Such a good game. Oh, God.
I'm gonna go get it right now.
Well, did you ever play the first or the second one yet?
I got the second one. I got it back. I didn't open it because you said don't play it. Just play
Don't
the third
start. I mean, they're excellent games. I've been telling you. The third one makes so many improvements that you just start with the third one. Story, they're not connected whatsoever. Just gameplay wise, it's so much better. You have to try it out. It's not the kind of game though that you can play for an hour and then just dismiss it, because you really got to get into how it works, and you have to do some grinding, because the beginning of the game is a bit easier than the other two. The other two, you'll get your ass kicked right at the start from like level 1 rabbits and shit, you know, that kind of stuff. The third one is a little easier.
Was there a special edition version of the third one that I may not know about?
No. The only kind of special edition is when you pre-ordered, you get an art book, and that's it.
I kind of would like that. Fuck, it's expensive on eBay. Jesus.
Etrian Odyssey 3?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I mean, it deserves it.
What the hell was that? Hey, Jason, somebody said they sent in a love talk question. Because I went through the forums, I can't find anything that I haven't kind of covered before.
I have one here. We may have. I'm not sure if we've done this before or not. So, talking about older women.
No.
We haven't done that one?
I don't think so.
No, we haven't done anything about older women.
All right. Well, are you ready for Love Talk? You ready to do it?
Yeah, I was born ready for it.
Well, Mr. Announcer will take us in, and then we can get to it.
And now it's that time of the podcast for Love Talk with Johnny Millennium. Johnny, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm groovy. I have an audio question today.
Oh.
Here's the question.
Okay.
Hi, all giant gamers. This is just a love talk question. I was just wondering, it's just a quick question. What kind of women would you go for, or would you have gone for, if you were, if or when you were single? Me personally, I like to go for women that are older than myself. Like on Friday, that just went past, I was with someone who was 25. I'm only 21. It was just a fantastic night, to say the least, honestly. But I just prefer to be older than myself. I don't really like them being too much younger. A year below me is as far as I would go. So I was just wondering, what is your stance on the whole age gap relationship, and what do you prefer in women? Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Interesting question, and that actually brings up a lot of things. It's funny. A few years ago, I dated a girl who was, I think, she was 7 years older than me, and it was fascinating because I'd never gone out with an older woman, and she was giving me like great advice. You know, I'd be like, "Oh, what do you think I should do about this thing?" She'd be like, "You should do this and this and this," and I was like, "You're right," and it was fascinating to go out with an older woman for that respect, just to, she had a lot of knowledge and knew a lot about the world. But I like that. I like the aspect of going out with an older woman. But here's something that people don't know. But me and Kim actually have a heck of an age difference, and it's not that bad. But
she's
actually,
like, what? I think she's like 11. Or no, she's 8. Is that right?
I'm not. I love it. I know, and I'm 17. No, we actually, our age difference is 14 years. Seriously. So it actually, and that's the thing. Yeah. I'll bring it up right now. An age difference can be a great thing and a bad thing, and it's kind of a bad thing to do with her parents' side. Like, her parents are not happy about the age difference at all. They think I should be dating a younger girl. No, I'm just kidding. Like, our daughter's way too old for you. You need to go out with our niece here, who's 7 years old. But yeah, like her parents are just dead against it. They're not happy about it at all. So I don't really get along with them. Actually, I went out on Saturday night and I seem to make some progress with them a little bit. So it's and that's the thing. If you are dating somebody and there is an age difference, if you guys are happy, don't fucking worry about it.
As long as it's legal.
As long as it's fucking legal, exactly. Or if it's not legal, don't tell anybody.
Or get another friend because you get like what 2 15-year-olds and that's 30. And
that'd be 30, right? Yeah,
that works, right?
Yeah, out of control.
Math doesn't work in that.
It's out of control, But here's something: if you are dating somebody and anybody has a problem with the age difference, and you're all consenting adults, don't worry about it. Like, to be honest with you, her parents have a problem. That's too bad for them. Like, we've been going on for 2 years. We live together. Like, it's going to go to the next level for sure. So it's too bad. But I don't really have a preference. Do you know what? And over the years, I've gone out with people my own age. I've gone out with girls who are younger than me, older than me, and all that. I've never had a preference. Have you guys ever gone out with anybody who was a lot older than you, like Jason?
Yeah,
have you?
I have. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How many years difference?
10.
Oh wow! Yeah.
10, and again, I think what you said is perfect, though, Johnny. It's really, I've never had a preference. I don't know. I don't know why I would want to limit myself to say I only want someone who's this old or within this year. You know what I mean? What it comes down to, I think, is really just chemistry. Mm-hmm. As long as you have chemistry, as long as you can get along, as long as you can be around them all day, you know what I mean, and not get sick of them. That's important. And just having that chemistry is really important. If they're 10, 15 years older or younger, I guess. Hopefully, you're a lot older. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So,
as long as your relationship is good, and you guys are totally having, you enjoy your relationship. That's all that matters. Especially if you treat the person right. So that's what I was going to say. Her parents may have an issue with it. I don't give a fuck. Okay, and I'm not meaning it in a disrespectful way, but that is their problem. It is not my problem.
Yes, their prerogative.
It would be nice if they could, just be accepting or, just get along and enjoy the friendship that would be there. You know what I mean?
As long as you're happy. My wife is 3 years older than I am, 3.5 years older than I am. So she's kind of a sugar mama to me. But no, age doesn't matter. It's just like we've all said, it's about chemistry and all that good stuff. Although, I guess the older they get, the better, fine wine.
That's right.
But yeah, I definitely enjoyed older women in the maturity department. They have so much experience to give you at times. But hey, that also is a give and take. I found it became a little frustrating too. It's just they knew all the answers.
Yeah,
I found at times a little bit because they're experienced. They know what the hell they're talking about, and. Kind of it's a bit frustrating at times. I like a younger person. I definitely do because they suit me a little bit more because I am really not my age. And I don't mean that. And I play video games and I'm never going to grow up.
Well, you're a kid at heart. I think we're all kids at heart. And
I'm pretty young for my age. It's pretty ridiculous. I'm stupid as fuck. With him, I am fucking retarded.
One of my ex-girlfriends, it was interesting, I didn't realize how old she was, but she started making kind of obscure references to how she grew up in World War II.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, wow, Grandma, I knew she had white hair and shit,
you took out their teeth.
But I'll say this, though, what the best part about eating out of Grandma is, right?
Oh, God, here we go.
Depends.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's funny too because I'm dating somebody who's 9 years younger than I am, and it was kind of a weird thing at first. And I have my moments at times where, I'm thinking back to something, in my teenage years, and I was like, wow, you were 4 or something. It's a really kind of a weird thing, and she gets kind of upset when I do that, so I don't do it a lot. But at the same time, it's weird when I put it in that aspect. But we have
how old is she?
She's 21, and I'm 30.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
She's a very mature girl for her age, and we have a lot of fun together, and we just like you said, John, I mean, as long as it works and you're cool with it and, you know, everybody's treating each other right, then, you know, do what you want, you know? Like,
but definitely realize one thing. There will always be moments, especially when there's like a 9 to 10 year gap to 15-year gap. There's going to be a difference of age there. Like there's going to be an issue that comes up, like type of thing. You know, like sometimes I'm listening to like 80s music and I'm like, oh, fuck, I really love this song. She's like, really? Oh, yeah, you in your 80s. You know, it bugs me about that. So there's definitely sometimes an age difference.
Yeah, there's some things you can't.
That's normal. You know, like that's totally normal for there to be that. Yeah. But there's only one time I think I told you guys this is me and Kim watch movies. We enjoy them all the time and stuff. The one movie that she didn't like was Conan the Barbarian. I almost passed out. I mean, like, how can you not?
That's almost a deal breaker, John. We were arguing about that all week. I was like, how can you not like Conan? I couldn't get it through my brain, you know? And actually, I figured it out. I find most women don't like Conan. I've talked to a lot of women about Conan. Isn't that weird?
I'm sure you have.
Yeah. 100 girls even.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead, John.
That's the only funny thing. So there's definitely going to be age differences in there, and that's normal. But you can get past that kind of thing.
Yeah, I had this issue where I was dating a girl. She was like significantly younger than I was, and we went on a date, and she started crying all the time, and I really don't know what was going on. And then I realized after the date, she was hungry, and I had to change her diapers. So, you know, like,
I'm sitting there shaking my head going, here it goes.
Out of carriage.
Mr. Gamester 81
you know,
is here, you know.
It's one of those things, like, it's hard to communicate with her at that age. You know, she doesn't know what I was saying.
And you talk about me and the Serbian baby. Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
They're old enough to pee. They're old enough for me. This is messed up.
I noticed Gamester's getting worse every episode. I used to be the guy who's really vulgar and terrible. I become nicer. And he's become worse.
You become real PG. This guy is rated R over here.
It's always been a competition between
It's funny because my YouTube channel, I'm totally like, I don't swear on my show, and it's funny when it comes to podcasts, I get like all out, you know. So it's funny.
Actually, I've started swearing a lot more in my episodes I've put up on YouTube. You know, that's what's weird about it. But some guy wrote to me, and he's like, Johnny, what's with the swearing? I watched my show with my son, and you know, it used to be all, but you never used to swear. Now you swear all the time. What's with that? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. To be honest with you, I swear a lot in life. So,
Yeah.
But it's kind of coming back. I'm becoming more natural in my videos. I think I'm just becoming more personality-wise. But I'm holding back on the podcast. I think I was getting too vulgar there for a while or something.
I have a funny story. This past Friday, my wife and I started volunteering at a local it's a cool center. It was like they play basketball, and it's for like youth, like high school kids and junior high, and for them to hang out after school. So we started volunteering a couple hours after, Friday nights, and they have basketball, and they have like, they have a skate park or whatnot. And then upstairs they have a game room, they have a Wii and 360 PS3, and they have like a mini arcade. They have like 5 arcade cabs there. But so I'm hanging out in the arcade and, the game room, and playing with this like junior high kid, and one of the rules is like you're not supposed to swear, obviously, right? So I'm playing like a Smash Brothers brawl with this guy, and this guy's kicking my ass.
Oh man!
Okay, I'm like, shit, and like I just realized I said it in front of this kid, and this kid like looks at me, and I'm like, shit, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, no, I'm like, oh man, my bad, so it's kind of funny. I'm like, don't use me as a role model, please, don't.
Nobody does. So don't worry about it.
It slips out, because this guy was good at it.
Like,
but,
don't say that. Okay, don't repeat what I said.
Yeah, don't repeat what I said.
Let's keep playing.
God does, Gamester, God doesn't swear. You know that, right?
Of course not.
Hello, my fucking sons.
What arcade cabinets do they have there?
Let's see. They have like an NBA Jam. They have a Galaga machine. They have a Pac-Man. They have. I don't know. The other 2 were in the corner. They weren't working. Those are the 3 ones that were working. So we were playing NBA Jam and stuff. It's a pretty cool rec center.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So John, on arrival here, I had Jason open a box with some stuff in it that I got him. He's bought me a lot of games over Steam and whatnot. So I bought him the Conduit 2 so we can play it one of these days.
Cool.
And because I knew it was a game he didn't buy, because it's really hard to buy games for him. But anyways, I got a little something for you. It's not quite a game.
Oh, dude.
But
present time.
It's got some nice Christmas wrapping on there. It's from Dirty Dongles.
Dude, cheers, man. I appreciate that. It's totally unexpected.
You guys are witnesses of a present being opened right now.
It's kind of a double meaning with this, and I'll explain.
Nutrition
as you open
facts.
it
I
up.
like it already.
Okay.
Berry patch. Oh, dude, it's those things from PAX, right?
It is. So the first time you met me, that was one of the things that I was handing out packs of those bunny snacks, as Jason calls
I call them
them.
bunny snacks.
And I believe if you unwrap it to the other side, there should be a picture on there, or you might have taken it off.
Pandora.
Yeah, it was a picture of, the thing you ordered a long time ago, because I figured you're never going to see it.
You're never going to get it.
So. I know.
I figure I'd give you a picture of it, because that's a bit more than the company did for you, so...
Picture speaks 1,000 words, right? And the actual handheld doesn't.
It's in black and white too, because it's definitely old news by now. So.
I know. Thank you. No, seriously.
It's bunny snacks. They're fruit snacks.
Are these made in Oregon or what's it?
I don't know. That we have them at my store, and they're honestly my favorite fruit snacks.
They're good.
They're just awesome. So there you go.
He had those at PAX Prime, and we're just pounding them.
Yeah.
Up there
had them in my
game
backpack,
room.
just handing them out.
Yeah,
Berkeley, California.
Just slanging them.
There you go.
Right on. Cool. Thank you, man. That's really nice.
No problem.
You going to PAX Prime next year?
Absolutely, man.
Okay.
I'm definitely. And then, like we said before, the what is it? The
Retro Gaming Expo?
Yes, I want to try to hit that too. So it's in my area, so why not, right?
That's like
I'm planning on flying in for it.
Yeah, he'll just stay at my house.
Okay.
Oh, whatever we need to do.
Right.
Cool.
As long as you got them bunny snacks,
Of course.
Here.
Well, what date is the Retro Gaming Expo again?
It's sometime in like September, end of September.
Yeah,
it's
after
that.
PAX. Yeah,
After
September.
PAX. Cool.
So we'll take 5 while we just stuff our faces.
And then we're opening these things.
Sorry, Johnny and Pete, and maybe I'll have to mail you some or something sometime.
It's all good. Hey, is my audio better now?
No, it's not. I don't know what's up.
Just hang up on me again.
Okay.
These are bomb.
The problem is there's only like 5 packs in a box.
Dude. Did you break it?
Is it broke? Yeah, you dropped it. There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions from the forums?
That's what I was just looking for, because I just remembered. Oh shit, we said
Oh yeah.
we'll do some forum questions.
Let's do a couple and then we'll call it.
Yeah. Pete, you can ask them. Go for it. Do a couple of them.
It's gonna take me a while to find some.
Dude, we have like 80 pages of forum questions.
Yeah, but
Hey, Pete, we're going to be
Pete's
streaming. You guys down to stream Youth Star?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just need to set up again and clean up.
You stream it tonight?
Yeah.
We're going to do some U-Star.
I'll be there.
We should
When are you gonna start?
Well, no, whenever we get done.
Okay.
Once we get done, I'll need to kind of just tidy up a little bit and make room and clean up.
because it's a mess in here.
Freaking mess.
You guys should announce that on Facebook now, so people start preparing.
All right.
Just say tonight we'll be streaming
I'll
U-Star.
post one on mine.
Stay tuned for when we announce the time.
You guys
I'll post on
do
mine
it from
too.
your phone too or whatever.
My phone's dead. I'll do it from your computer.
All right.
These are so bomb, dude.
Seriously. The only problem is there's only like 5 packs in a box.
I know.
It's like,
Well, I have an interesting question here, but I'm gonna wait until Johnny's back, because it's a question for John, myself, and Johnny, and you guys will realize what that is when I read it.
Is it that?
Whoa. What the fuck?
no.
What? Wow. Can't hear
It's
you.
bad?
It's really loud.
Okay, how's that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Save the last one for later.
Yeah.
So audio's okay again?
It
like
sounds
crap.
good now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tell me about it.
I don't know what a bullshit.
It's hard to actually give them out as presents, you know.
I know. I'm surprised you actually.
What's it called? It's called U-Star 2.
You start 2. Movie karaoke. This can be fucking hilarious.
What now, boys?
What movies does it have?
Pete's looking for some
got, like,
a couple of forum questions.
Terminator.
And we'll call
it's got like what is it? Where that's at? Meet the Fuckers, and it's got like Forrest Gump.
Sweet.
I've got a forum question here.
Okay.
And this one is for John, myself, and Johnny. You'll see why. It says, it's from Dark Globe 1977. This is from October 9th, 2011. Hi guys, my question is, how did you stop playing MMORPGs? I played Ultima Online, Star Wars Galaxies, and finally WoW for the last 5 years, and try as I can, I find it hard to play any other games in general. They just don't grab me the way games like WoW do. I love other games, but try as I can't commit to anything else. When I could be playing an MMORPG, I feel like I am missing out if I play something else and don't log in. So this is interesting, Johnny, because you kind of just hinted towards this episode. How did you stop playing Phantasy Star and Final Fantasy 11?
This is so fucking weird because I was at work and I was telling my friends why I didn't want to play WoW, as I said earlier in the episode. And I told them how hard it was for me to quit Final Fantasy 11. And what ended up happening, this is funny. This is a funny story. I knew my social life had gone to shit. Mm-hmm. My phone was ringing. I wasn't answering it. I was sitting on Final Fantasy 11 for 12 hours a day. And I knew it was out of hand. And so as hard as it was, and this is the hard thing that people understand, is it's like a drug addiction. And I think they proved it.
It totally is. Like, I've never done drugs, but it was such a fucking addiction. Like, unlike you though, I didn't give a shit. Like, I wanted to play Final Fantasy 11. I didn't care if my friends wanted to hang out. That's how bad that game was.
I did, but I had a realization that it wasn't right. As I said, in 3 months of playing the game, 3 months of solid, time.
Well, imagine me in years.
But in 3 months, I played 1 month was my play time full on, not sitting around. Yeah, probably a lot of sitting around in Juneau waiting for parties at one point. But honestly, it was playtime. And so I made a realization. I gotta stop doing this. And I was part of a really big forum, actually, and I was the leader of the entire fucking guild. And I came to this conclusion. I was just like, this is insane. So I told everybody, I got to get off. We'd all talk like drug addicts on the game. Like, yeah, man, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit soon. Yeah, man, me too. I'm not going to be doing this for the rest of my life. And we'd be on there for another month. But we were all talking like drug addicts, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm getting off this shit. They're like, yeah, so am I. I said, yeah, tomorrow, guys, I'm going to hand out all of my equipment to everybody. And I got to get off this.
That's what you got to do.
That was my first step, was to go to my favorite friends and give them all my equipment that you could actually give at that point, not artificial fucking, what's it called again?
Artifacts. Artifacts.
Yeah, the fucking armor. So I made my decision. The next day I handed off my stuff and my character was naked and everybody's like, no, you can't do it. You can't, no, don't go. And I was like, I was almost holding back tears. I'm like, I gotta get off this. I can't keep playing this. And so I sold all my equipment and then I gave away all my money. And money's a bitch in that game. And
Jesus. You can spend days just trying to make money.
I did. Digging in the dirt for the first month in the game I was for that money. Until I struck it rich.
Now, here's the funny thing about Final Fantasy 11. WoW players have it easy where you just do quests and you get your fucking money. Bullshit on that. Getting money in Final Fantasy 11 is like having a real life goddamn
That's what I was saying today as well. Like, it was like the Japanese made this game, so it was fucking insane. It's hard, that game. Remember then you'd actually have to do a quest to get to go to the next level. Remember that?
Yeah, they still
get the parchment paper. Remember that?
Yeah,
with all the skeletons.
Oh god! Oh Jesus! That was one of
dude.
Final Fantasy 11 these days is easy cake, but back then, holy shit! You want to advance in level? You can spend a week or two trying to get that quest done to advance in level.
Do you know what, Pete? You know what's so funny? Didn't it drop the parchment or something?
Yeah, I think.
And then randomly, one of you would get it. I got it. My first time in the dungeon. I went screaming like a banshee out of there.
Just put this into perspective for all the MMO players out there today. You're playing WoW. Let's just say that you hit level 50, all right? And you're in a guild and there's like 20 other members that hit level 50. You all have to go down into this dungeon that has a couple of enemies that spawn that, keep in mind, there's a lot of other people in the game that also need to get this quest done. You're down there camping these monsters that are on like a 15-minute, 20-minute spawn time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You kill them, and they have about like a 3%, 2 to 3% chance of dropping this item. And then when it drops, the people have to random roll for the item. And then you need to get 2 other items from other locations to advance in level.
People, hey, Pete, honestly, people were down there for weeks when I got down there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, the chances of this dropping and then me personally getting it are like huge.
But that's
guess what? I got it all the time.
That was the thrill of Final Fantasy XI. When you get those items, you feel the adrenaline rush. And that's
you'd scream.
And that's the addiction, though. That's where it comes in.
The addiction.
Because that's what you crave is you want that adrenaline. So.
And the thing is that part of the addiction and the sickness of these online games is that you invest so much into your character. So much into your
character. It's you. As sad as it sounds, you know?
Okay, Phantasy Star Online was easy to quit. That was easy. I played, I think, 740 hours. I was done. I felt great. But these games are different. There's you're investing so much. But okay, so here's how I broke it. I gave out all my equipment. I gave out all my money. And then, because I was part of this forum, actually, people used to use this as their quote. What I said next is that for a long time afterwards is that I'm like, okay, I said, fuck it. I said 10 seconds till I'm off this shit. And I counted down in my room, you know, because I was playing the PS2. It's so funny. I'm like 10, 9, 8, 7, and, you know, I get all the way down. I'm like 1 and I fucking went, and I log out. I think I must have done something to my account to try to, because you couldn't delete your character.
Right.
Not fully. But I think I unsubscribed from fucking Play Online or whatever you did. There was something that you could do that kind of said, I'm done with that. I ripped out the hard drive. I put it back in the box. I put it on the shelf. And sounds so funny. I was like a total drug addict. I put everything back. I'm like, okay, done. Okay, everything's packed away. And I went and sat on the couch. And I'm not joking. Sounds crazy. I sat there and I was just kind of rocking a bit back and forth going, okay, let's go back. What have I done? Like, what am I doing? And so it finally got into the evening and all I could think about was this game. All I could think about was going back. And I sat on the couch and I was like, this is serious business. And I got a 6-pack of beer that night. And I had it in the fridge. And I said, okay. And it was so funny what movie was playing at the time. I'm not joking. This is no joke. Rain Man was playing. And I'm sitting there and I kept going to the fridge and getting a beer. And I cracked it. And I'm like, and I'm watching this Rain Man movie, and I was as schizophrenic as the main character, you know, like, I mean, you know, ADD. I had to, like, you know, my thought process was changing so fast. I'd be sitting there, I'm like, okay, watching the movie, and I'm like, okay, let's fucking go, start the goddamn thing up again. Let's get going. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm like, no, have this beer, drink this beer, and shut up. I'm like, okay, drink the beer and shut up. I drink the beer, and I'm relaxed. I'm like, okay, let's go start the game. And it went on like this for 3 nights. I'm talking like really it was like I was getting over cigarettes or something. I took running to go back to get a cigarette or something. And eventually after a week, I kind of was finally letting it go, but I couldn't believe how hard it was. It was all I was thinking about. So I had like almost a drug withdrawal trying to get off that fucking game. Like, Pete, you had it easy. You're just like, oh, no big deal. You're one of those guys who, you know, does heroin and the next day is like, yeah, I quit. I don't need it anymore. You know,
it's funny you mentioned that because it wasn't that bad for me because the thing is, I played it so well. Here's the thing: the way I quit, and I've quit this game a couple of times because you never truly quit. Well, in my case, I never truly quit because I used to play the game so much that all of a sudden I'd get to the point where I'm playing the game, and out of nowhere, I'm like, "What am I doing on here? Like, this is such a waste of time. I don't feel like doing this anymore." And then I just flat out quit, and then I don't play for a couple of months. And then I'll get the urge to come back. Like it's that addiction. You come back and you play for a few months again. And then suddenly out of nowhere, I'll be sitting there waiting for a party or doing a quest. And I'll be like, this is a waste of time. I don't feel like playing this anymore. And then I quit for a few months and come back. I did that a few times throughout my years playing the game. So I've been going on and off back to it, back and forth for a couple of years. I think the longest break I ever took from the game was almost a full year. And then I came back to it. I was playing Final Fantasy XI, you know, maybe, how long has it been now? Maybe almost a year now. It's been a while, but I was playing it not too long ago.
Not that long ago. It's not
because they raised the level restrictions. I was really not, it's been less than a year. And they're to the point now, because I went back to it because they made some huge changes to the game. like drastic changes, raising the level cap, because the level cap had been 75 for years and they raised it up. So I went back then and they added some new stuff. But I'm telling you, I think I'm finally done with that game, because despite the changes that they made, it is not the Final Fantasy XI that it used to be. Like, Johnny, one of the coolest things, and you can admit, about that game was sitting there for hours getting a party together of 6 members, the healer, the support character, the tank, and the damage dealers. There's no such thing as that anymore. It's all about just getting in. No, it's all gone. It's all about getting in one.
That was what combat was.
I know. That's what Final Fantasy XI was. And then, getting together and trying to keep your group running for as long as you could, and then people got to get replacements. Because here's the thing about 11 that people don't realize is when you're in a party, an experience party, and you have to leave, like, let's say you got to go have dinner or some bullshit.
Some stupid thing like that, yeah.
And if you're playing a character class that's really hard to replace in your party, like such as me, I played a bard and stuff like that. Yeah. You have to get a replacement for yourself because it's proper etiquette for playing this game. So there would be times where I could not get off.
I forgot about all that whole etiquette bullshit. Yeah, I know.
It's like you got to give people a warning. It's like, warning, I got to go in an hour. Can you look for a replacement for me? And then the leader would have to look for a replacement, but you're supposed to get one on your own. Yeah. So essentially experience parties would go on forever because people are constantly replacing themselves.
Pete, like, how does combat work now then?
Combat now boils down to the added areas in the game called Abyssia, which essentially are areas that you can go to that are in the past or different timelines within other areas in the game. And you gain experience now in alliances, not parties. So you join an alliance of, anywhere between 12 to 16, 18 people, whatever the cap was for the alliance. And you all just kill the same enemies in an area over and over, and it rewards you insane experience point bonuses. I'm talking getting like 30,000 experience in less than an hour, which to put that into perspective, back in the old school days of Final Fantasy XI, if you got experience chain 5, you got like 200 experience. Now you're getting, on top tier kills, you're getting, 700-800 experience per kill, and that's happening several times a minute.
So, okay, remember in the game that you could only play solo for a short amount in the game? What was it, to level 9 or 10 or 11, 12?
Yeah, no, people went to like level 10, and then you had to get a party.
You had to get a party.
Unless you played a Beastmaster.
Yeah. Fuck, what was the name? What's the name of the place where you had to go? The Dunes.
Yeah. And that was the best part of that damn game, because every time you made a new job class, you had to go to that place. And it was always so fun and exciting to start a new job and like play your role, your class with other characters. I used to love it.
I loved it. Yeah, I was always a tank. I loved it. I loved living dangerously. And I lived dangerously. I mean,
a fan of a tank. Did you play a ninja or a paladin or a warrior?
Warrior, absolutely. Oh, Dark Knight.
Funny, Warrior has changed into a damage dealer. They don't tank anymore, and Dark Knight is, believe it or not, over the years they had a really bad reputation because they had terrible accuracy.
Yeah, but that's why you would get items that boosted up your accuracy. That, like, I spent tons of money on great accuracy things like that.
I have to ask you a question, John. This is how we tell the true addicts here. Did you spend real life money on Final Fantasy?
No, I didn't. Not at all.
I did after playing the game for a long time. And it was getting to the point where I'd spend an entire real life day making money in that game.
Hey Pete, I wanted to so badly, but I didn't.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad to get into that.
It sounds like you guys are over this game because you guys keep talking about it and over and over. The whole topic is about addictions, and then now you're going on a tangent.
When I think of Final Fantasy 11, and this is so funny. On my desktop, I actually have 2 folders of old photographs that I took of my character in the game and stuff like that, using the Play Online service to take the photos. But when I look at them, I don't want to sound hokey, but it's like that was like its own life in my like another life that I had, like a vacation in this world. Like the adventures and things that I did was like, was it real? It was. It was as real as that was. And it's so weird, that kind of experience. Like Pete knows, it's so, and John, from playing.
Yeah, I mean, I played EverQuest and stuff. Yeah, I mean, so what advice would you guys give? I think back to the question. So, wasn't he asking like, how do you get over addiction, or what? I mean, how do you?
Just play the game for as long as you can until you get to the point like me where you don't want to play it.
Well, I think that's the point, though. Some people don't have that point where they just stop, So I think you just kind of put things in perspective. Like for me, the reason I quit EverQuest is because it was affecting my schoolwork. It was affecting my relationships, my friends, my work. I was coming late to work. It was just like, it started really affecting just everyday life. And I kind of woke up one day, honestly, and I'm like, well, I haven't had a girlfriend for a while, haven't got laid for a while, and I kind of put priorities, and, and so, I kind of, got focused on work and school and stuff like that. So, I was kind of like with you, Johnny, I kind of quit cold turkey. Actually, with EverQuest, I mentioned the story before though, I had all this equipment and armor and shit, and it got like I got attacked on like this ship and I couldn't get to it anymore. And that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I'm like, fuck.
Were you on a ship or something and it sank to the bottom of the ocean or something?
Yeah.
I remember that.
They have moderators that people are supposed to help you with that shit, but no one could get to it because it was like way in the middle of the ocean and shit. So I was so pissed. And I'm like, and I had a respawn where and I had nothing hardly. All my money and it was just
definitely a way to kill the game.
And I'm like, okay, I'm over it. I don't want to start from scratch again and get that armor again. I had my experience and stuff, of course, but I'm like, I'm over it, So
for me, it was the same way. I played EverQuest first and then played WoW for not very long periods of time. But when I realized it was like having a whole nother life online and how much time I really had to dedicate to really keep up, I was like, you know what? I can do better things with my time.
Well, that's the thing. You think you're playing for 2 hours and you look at the time, like 10 hours, 12 hours goes by and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like the weirdest things. I was getting such terror. Sounds weird. These are the things that happen from playing these games. Is that I was getting such horrible heartburn, like heartburn that I've never had in my life. And I'm like, why am I getting such heartburn? Because I was sitting on the floor, hunched over, playing the game all the time, eating. And I was sitting like that for like 12 hours every day. Like, isn't that stupid? The weirdest fucking garbage started happening to me that way. I remember being in the dunes, and I was like, oh, guys, I'll be back in 2 seconds. I ran.
Yes.
I would run to grab something. I wouldn't even care where it was. I'd bring it back. I'd open it out of the can and be eating it while I'd be playing because I didn't.
Totally. You can't keep people. If you're a tank, you leave. The other people have to wait.
I know.
They have to put their time on hold. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It was. Hey, Pete, do you actually did you take some in-game photographs of your character?
It's sad. That's one thing I never did. I never really used the Play Online picture taking service. I wish I did because it would be so nostalgic to go back and just look at times where I have memories.
Pete, I tell you what I'll do in the forums. I'll actually I'm gonna put some of my funny old pictures because I got a whole bunch of hilarious.
Yeah, I would like to see them.
They're very entertaining. Yeah.
See you using like the wrong equipment and shit. Because back then people didn't know. People on Warriors were using swords and shields, which is like the worst.
Oh, I was a Dark Knight. I was using Paladin armor because it was some of the best stuff I could buy at the time.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're ever going to come out with a hotline for people who have video game addictions.
I wouldn't.
There should be.
There's something. I wouldn't doubt it if something like that already exists.
First step is to admit that you have an addiction.
Right.
That's the first step, step.
Oh, I totally knew I had an addiction.
I knew it too, all the way through. I knew it the third day. I'm like, and hey, let me please say this: is that I fucking loved it.
Yep,
and still to this day, I look back and I love that experience.
Looking back, I do not regret the thousands of hours I put into that game.
Me too. Hey, Pete, do you remember what? Okay, there's I'm just because it's been quite a few years, but there's the dunes, and then after that you go to is it the jungle?
Kazam.
And do you know what we used to call that? And we used to call it Nam.
After that you go to Quiffum Island, and then you go to Kazam.
Yeah. That's right. You're right about that. Right. But we'd actually call was the jungle called again?
Kazam.
We actually called it Nam. Like you get sent to Nam. That's where you become a real warrior because the
thing about going there is you had to go on this crazy fucking quest to get items just to get to that place.
To get there, it was. I remember following people to get there. It was like bananas. But what was so funny, Pete? One time, this is some old stories that I remember. You'd be with your group, and you go in there, and there's all these different groups fighting, mobs or whatever. And I remember this one time, some beastmaster, super high level, went into the deep, deep forest and brought this gigantic fucking tentacle creature. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep. Yeah, I know where they are too.
Yeah, and he brought one right into the the kind of the noob area of that section, and I just remember standing there and just seeing on the bottom of the screen people screaming, and I'm like, why is everybody screaming? And I'm like, and all of a sudden we looked and I just saw characters dropping. I'm like, holy fuck! And we were booking it. And I remember I was booking it with all these characters beside me. And isn't it so funny with an MMO? I was actually terrified because I didn't want to de-level. And I'm running like a crazy man with all these other people. I'm like, fucking shit! And then we finally get into the next area, which is like a safe zone. Kind of links to the other area, and your character starts appearing in that area. And it's funny, I appear.
And then you die.
And all the people that were running with me are not there. I'm like, holy shit. Like, I think one guy was there. He's like, oh, fuck. I'm like, oh, fuck. And it's funny. We waited and he's like, I'm going to go have a look. I'm like, okay. And we're messaging our friends. Our friends are out there too. I'm telling you, this is one of those memories that I remember. We went back out into the field. Once we found out the creature had gone. Fucking asshole that brought it in. What an awesome guy. I love it. And we get out there and all it was bodies. It was fucking awesome. And people are screaming and pissed off. And get
because when you die in 11, don't forget, people, you lost experience points and quite a bit of them.
And yeah, you'd sometimes de-level.
You level down.
Your own fucking armor.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
So it was so funny.
I don't mean to be rude or anything like that, but we've been on this topic for like 3 days now. And so let's move on to another question. Is that cool? Because I can still see you guys are totally addicted to this game still, so that's apparent to me. I'm fucking with you guys. No, but seriously, let's move on.
Johnny, though, the funny thing is they took that ability out of the game, so you can't mass player kill anymore like that. You can't zone enemies. If you zone enemies, they disappear.
Well, what was funny too, there was no healers. All the healers had been killed. So everybody's dead, so nobody could bring anybody back. So people were calling everybody in other lands and shit to come over. It was fucking excellent. So that's the end of the story, John. There you go. Okay. Fuck you.
No, okay. No, I didn't
John,
mean to be rude, but
contain me.
No, we just have questions, and I want to move forward and make sure we move along. And we're kind of beating a dead horse here. So
those 4 questions are going to go insane if they're not answered.
Let's do one more. Do we have another one? Pete, do you have one queued up?
Yes. The next question here says, what is your favorite MMO?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Well, actually, you got an hour? Let's fucking do this shit.
My God.
No, I don't have another one. I'm looking now. I was too busy thinking of Final Fantasy 11.
Me too.
You guys need to be in counseling.
Reminiscing about that.
You know I love you guys. I wasn't trying to be a dick or anything.
Yeah, you weren't a dick at all. That's what it was about it.
Just trying to move things along.
Yeah, you weren't a dick at all.
It's awesome to see you guys passionate about it, though.
No, it is. It's awesome. And I feel them, you know. I mean, I was the same way about EverQuest back in the day, but...
Yeah, I have stories too, but... Anybody excited about Diablo 3 coming out sometime this year? I think March.
Yeah,
I'm excited. No, it ain't gonna come out in March. God rest my soul if it came out in March.
I was looking up the games that's coming out this year, and
that'll probably come out late this year, if not early next year. I'm hoping late this year.
Yeah,
I'm prepared. Maybe even earlier. You know what? Because they had the whole beta and everything, and they sent out more beta invites. But when that comes out, I'm telling you, Final Fantasy 11 all over again. Nothing else will matter.
Yeah, baby. Let's do it.
No, because I was totally addicted to Diablo 2 when that came out.
Yeah, Diablo 2 is tight.
Yeah.
When is Diablo 3 out?
We don't know yet. Sometime this year.
Well, they had it at PAX. They had like a demo and stuff at PAX, and
they've been talking about it.
It's been in development for a long time.
I mean, I know it's going to be good. I'm excited about it, and I see that it's going to come out on the 360 and whatnot. And so
really,
I just don't know how that's going to translate.
Well, the thing I'm most excited for is you can possibly make Diablo 3 if you play it enough into a day job, because the in-game items you get, you can sell them in Diablo 3 in an in-game auction house for real money.
Wow.
Through PayPal. So you put that shit up on auction, you get a rare item, put that up on there, people can bid that up to like $500 if they wanted to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Insane.
That even adds to the more addiction cause, right?
Yeah.
I got a reason to play now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pay for my rent.
Put in a resume, which, I played Diablo 3 professionally.
I'm all pro.
I'm all pro. It's funny.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't have a computer in front of me, Pete. I'm sorry. I don't have any questions.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, this is a question that's not so much a question, but more of user feedback, I guess. Jason, can you guys explain how to stream PC or console games to Justin.tv or Twitch.tv? Can you briefly explain to all your listeners who may be interested in doing this just what hardware is required and the basic steps to take? Thank you, and that's from Dumpweed.
Oh, jeez. How
That's
much?
a good question. I know
It is a great question, but wow.
Quite the setup here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give the basics here. If you're looking to stream like an old console or something, you're going to want to get a Dazzle. There's probably alternatives out there to that now. Honestly, the Dazzle, to me, kind of annoys me because the quality sometimes is not the best.
And it goes out of sync.
Yeah, that too, the Dazzle. It's not the best, but get something like a Dazzle, a capture card with one end USB, the other end, the composite.
Plug get your console. Hop-Hog PVR. Get that.
Well, the thing with my Hop-Hog is it has composite inputs, but they don't work.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I can turn. You use the composite with yours?
No, I don't.
Okay. So never
get one.
I
don't use it. Never touched it.
You get that. Then you just need 3 Y cables, which essentially are one end is male, and then it branches off into 2 female cables, so you can plug it into there. You get one of the 3 of those, plug your console in, and then what you need to get is a program called XSplit. Right now it's in beta. But it's gonna cost money soon, and if you buy it now while it's in beta, you save like 60% or some insane amount, and it's like $40 or $60 depending upon which version you get. And this program makes it so easy to stream. It's very simple. They do a lot of the setup for you with Justin TV, and you just log in with your Justin.tv or Twitch TV account, and then you can play around with some settings. You can add in multiple. Like you can screen cap your computer and put that to the side of your gameplay capture from your TV. It's pretty easy. And then once you have that, you just go to broadcast and it starts broadcasting. But here's the number one thing you need if you're going to stream. You need a good computer.
Totally.
You need a good internet connection. Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't have a good computer that can stream or a good internet connection, either of those two, you're going to lag. You're going to get very choppy in the stream and no one's going to watch.
I used to stream it on a dual core 3 gigahertz dual core for a long time, and it just maxed out my CPU. I mean, that computer shit the bed. It's dead. It died. So you need at least a quad core to be doing if you want to play off the PC as well. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, if you're going to stream a PC game,
right?
It's even more intensive than streaming a console game.
Yep.
But if you're going to stream new games, not older games, get a Hop-Hog HD PVR. They're like $100, $120, but you can record gameplay right to your computer. It comes in nice and clear. And what you do is use the program that comes with that to screen capture the preview on your computer. And then you can import that right into XSplit. It's very simple. So really you just need a good computer, good connection, the capture equipment, and you're good.
Yeah, I do it differently because I have a Mac, and that XSplit program is not Mac compatible, and a lot of these programs aren't. So I did a lot of research and trying to figure out, and I recently figured out you can download if you are a Mac owner, it is possible. What you have to download is a program called Cam Twist. It's one word, Cam Twist, and that will allow you to kind of like XSplit. You can kind of capture you need like a capture card, obviously, like Pete was saying, same thing. And I use the Elgato, although like my particular one though, I'm having issues capturing like vintage consoles for some reason. It's not finding the signal, but that's just my particular one. I think I've tried to look on forums and no one else has the same issue I'm having, which is kind of weird. I get the audio.
Is it through AV? Are you talking about like through AV cables?
Yeah.
Like yellow? I've hooked a yellow up to my Elgato and it works.
Right. So I don't.
You know what though? Those things are fucking temperamental. I already replaced one.
Yeah. So I need to get another Elgato. So I think it's just my particular situation. But as far as streaming to Twitch, what I also have to download a program called Adobe Flash Media.
Yeah, Flash Media Encoder.
And that's a free program, and that will allow you to just say broadcast, and you're good to go. You have like a certain, I think it's like a key, like a number thing with your Twitch account. You're assigned a certain number, and you have to copy and paste that into your Flash Media. And then you're good to go, and that will automatically read the Cam Twist program, and then you just you just capture the area that you're capturing, and you're good to go. So
there's a whole world in his man.
Free?
What's that?
Is that free?
It's free.
That Flash Media?
Yeah, it's free. It's free.
Oh.
Yeah. Johnny, you should try it.
I should. Yeah, I've been wanting to get into this for real.
There's a whole world in here streaming. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So fun.
It is. It's addicting.
It's addicting. It's cool that, like hundreds of people watch you play games. It's kind of weird to.
I always think about it's like, I'm going to be here playing it anyway. Why not just hit broadcast and it goes out to whoever wants to watch. It's crazy. You know?
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. Good question.
Yeah. Good stuff, you guys.
Anything else, guys? We've gone on for almost 3 hours.
So, Johnny, what was the maximum level that you reached?
What was the maximum level back then? I can't remember.
Back then it was 75. 75.
We'll have a podcast dedicated to Final Fantasy 11. How's that?
Yeah,
do you remember the last area that you made it to?
Final Fantasy
the
memories.
The last area was, oh God, I got photographs. Yeah.
What's the highest level you ever been?
Who's your favorite character?
Did you get the all white armor? The one that looks like palette.
That's what I got.
At least like level 4750 then.
Yeah. I was past that. I'm sure, but I was past that. I was like, what was it? I think it was level 50, 60. I'd hit nearly max at the time.
Well, back then, getting from like level 74 to 75 would take you about a month.
Yeah, that's when I didn't get that high. I know that. I was working on getting my artificial armor at the time. I remember.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so
are we really doing this?
You were about level 60.
I'm gonna get you.
I was maybe level 60. As I said, I'll put some photographs. I didn't take. I took a bunch, man. I should call them my holiday vacation pictures from Final Fantasy.
There you go.
Final Fantasy 11. But I almost just want to keep on going. This is a bug. Yeah,
I know it's like really getting risky now. No, I'm just joking. It's all good.
He's so.
John's had a knife over here to his wrist. What the fuck?
Good. We'll stab it.
Honestly, what we should do is we should have a podcast just dedicated to like Final Fantasy 11 memories. If you guys want to do that, if you want to
all Final Fantasy,
all out of your system, I'm okay with that.
Johnny, we'll kick these other ones off the show. We'll just keep Jason around the record, and we'll get 2 people on that played Final Fantasy 11 back in the day.
There you go.
No, I'm just kidding.
Stop! This is not.
Classic. I love you guys. It's all good. So.
Well, we don't love you, so that's fine.
No,
you love me all I like.
All right, man. Well, it's been fun, guys.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
Thanks
for having me again.
Thanks for being here, Derrick.
Dongles,
Absolutely.
Derrick,
Absolutely.
Always good to talk about Final Fantasy 11 memories.
Yeah. Seriously. All right, guys. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
See you later.
See ya.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.